My girlfriend recently had a phantom pregnancy, and now we have a little baby ghost. It's quite a sweet joke, isn't it? It's not hurting anyone, and that's why every time I tell that joke, I kick a tramp. Even things up karmically. Who's got kids? You got kids? You've got kids? Okay, I've got kids. Well, I've adopted, but it's the same, innit? It's a family. Well, fostered, but as I say, there's a bit of paperwork, it's nothing. Sponsored. I've sponsored a child. Well, it's not a child, it's a panda. Well, it's a donkey. I didn't sponsor her, I gave her half an apple through a fence. That always gets the same reaction. It's always the woman going, that's not the fucking same. And the bloke going, have you? Good. As long as I don't have to see a fucking photo of it. A lot of men use moisturiser, but I'm old-fashioned. I just spit on my hand. What did you think we were talking about? Oh, come on, don't give me that look. We've all been there. Come on, love, the film starts in 10 minutes. We haven't got time for your fancy foreplay or your expensive lubricant. We're going to be buttering the baking tray the old-fashioned way. Ironically, buttering the baking tray is the phrase that will stick. So you've just given him a look as if to say, I thought you invented that. How does he know what we do? Flavoured condoms. Has anyone in here had any dealings with flavoured condoms? A few of you. The girl from Dundee's thinking, I thought that was one of my 5 a day. Another banana, lovely. My point on flavoured condoms is they are a waste of money, okay? Turns out my girlfriend doesn't have a sense of taste in her front bottom. Or back... which is just as well if you think about it. Well, don't think about it. Let's do some improv, ladies and gentlemen. All I need is suggestions from you. Right, I need a historical figure.
Nelson.
Nelson?
Oliver Cromwell.
Oliver Noddy. Yeah, very much a mixed ability group this evening, isn't it? Yeah. Oliver Cromwell, Noddy. Mother Teresa. God bless her. Mother Teresa, amazing woman, wasn't she? Very generous with her time. And although you do look at her and think, yeah, a little bit of moisturiser wouldn't have fucking killed you. So I'm all for helping the poor, but just oil of Ulay, take the edge off that. Fuck me, it's like a saddlebag. She looks like my balls. I'm joking, my balls are in significantly better kit than Mother Teresa's face. Henry, all right, let's go Henry VIII. He's a classic. Let's go Henry VIII, OK? All we know about him was he was a bit... shall we say he was aggressive towards women? He did what, sorry? He shagged loads of women? Yes. He was the king. It's not going to be tricky to get a date, is it? Hey, how you doing? I'm the king. Do you want to see me cock? And the crown jewels. Easy. OK, so let's go Henry VIII. I need an accent. Peruvian? How optimistic are you? Australian, I can do Australian. Are you? Are you get fucked? Are there Australians in? Well, what am I talking about? Saturday night, they're working behind a bar. Okay. Right, I need a superpower. America? How's that helping? No! Oh. The understanding of women. How old are you, sir? You seem jaded before your time. You're 17. How can you not understand 17-year-old women? All you need to know is that. Thanks. easy. Do you know how to buy cider? Cider, wait to ripen, and bang. And then off to play on the PlayStation. And if you get good enough with the PlayStation, you can bring her off in about half a minute.
Bendy cock.
A bendy cock? Oh yeah, that'd be handy, so I can fuck things round corners.
It's like extra long arms.
Like extra long arms? Big veiny... It's what, sorry?
Inspector Gadget.
Like Inspector Gadget? Have you ever seen an episode of Inspector Gadget?
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I don't think that was Inspector Gadget. I think you were abused as a child. I'm just going to get out my special arm. Any other thoughts? Superpower. Read minds. I knew you were going to say that. Let's go for mind reading. Mind reading sounds like that's a good power to have. So, Henry VIII, Australian mind reading. Okay. I need a belief system. Any others? Buddhism. Muslim, yes. Because the great thing about Islam is they can take a joke. I think I might leave that one for the farewell tour. Go out with a bang, so to speak. Any other belief systems? Creationism. Creationism's quite good. The crazies that believe that everything was built in 7 days, is it?
Yeah.
Any creationists in? No. Not really my target audience. People that amazingly naive. God love them. Or Americans, as we call them. Okay, so a creationist, Henry VIII, Australian accent, superpower, what do we go with? I knew that. You just had to think it, and I would have got it. Okay, finally, I need something you find in a kitchen. A woman? It's not 1974. You find in a kitchen, a woman. She'll have my tea on. Your mum? Who said your mum? How old are you? Your mum. Your mum's in the kitchen. She'll make you tea and toast if you're nice. Mum. Your mum. That's what we're going for there. Okay. Right. So we've got Henry VIII, Australian accent, mind reading. He's a creationist. Your mum. Should we leave it there? Genuinely. That is all the improv I do. That's my favourite bit, the bit where people shout out suggestions. The actual play bit at the end, I always think, is a bit shit. I'm always suspicious they might just be making that up. You actually look disappointed as an audience now. You're like, oh, I thought it was going to be really good. The Aussie Henry VIII and his mum. Oh, yeah, do you want to get married? I can read your fucking mind. How shit's that? or a poo? Should we time her? It's always a bit embarrassing, isn't it? When people say they hear voices in their heads, as opposed to where exactly? Hearing voices in your legs. That's properly mental. I saw an advert for adult literacy classes in the newspaper. Are there any single men in this evening? Anyone single? You're single. Well, don't panic. I've got some advice for you. If you really like a girl and you ask her out and she says to you, "I love you like a brother," suggest a weekend in Norfolk. Unless you're from Norfolk, in which case it probably is your sister. So are you from Norfolk? You don't look like you're from Norfolk. You're from Thetford in Norfolk. And is that your sister, girlfriend, both? So, and you're here with your sister? Not really, though. Saturday night out, I'll take my sister. She's a looker. Have you ever with the... I'm only asking. Do you think your sister's attractive, can I ask? Do you think she's attractive or not? She's okay. Did you give her one? That was very low, sorry. What about you, love? I can't believe that. He's from Norfolk, and he's brought his sister. It could scarcely be better. I'm amazed you didn't bring your mum. Did you split up? Now, I love my job. I love telling jokes to people, but essentially what I do for a living, I'm a jester, I'm a clown, I'm a fool. Sometimes I want to be taken a bit more seriously, so I'd like to take a 5-minute time out from telling you jokes, and I'd like to throw some ideas at you, some thoughts that I've had, ladies and gentlemen. But to help me with this, I'm going to bring on a trio of jazz musicians. What? I am. Can I get some jazz musicians, please? Thanks very much. Appreciate it. These aren't jokes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to throw some ideas at you, some thoughts that I've had. Right. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, imagine we're sitting in a cafe on the left banks of the Seine. You know, one of those smoky cafes, we're smoking gauloise, we're drinking absinthe, we're just chatting, shooting the breeze, ladies and gentlemen. Just talking about love and life and ideas, thoughts, yeah? Not just jokes, ideas, yeah? Let's have a little bit of jazz, just to set the mood, yeah? Oh, that's lovely, yeah. Maybe a little bit of atmosphere, so it's like a kind of smoky cafe. You know, a kind of smoky cafe? Yeah, a smoky cafe, not a cafe where there's a chip fat fire. Where did we get the smoke machine from? Duran Duran? I look like Heather Mills sitting too close to the fire. What happens if you spill carpet cleaner? If an amnesiac got Alzheimer's, would they forget they couldn't remember anything? What size do you think the Queen's bed is? If you walk backwards in flip-flops, are they flop flips? Venison's dear, isn't it? Do gypsies ever go on caravanning holidays? I'll ask. The Asterix cartoon character, Asterix. I wonder how rude is his real name. If you were a necrophiliac paedophile that was into bestiality, would you fuck omelettes? Churches are depressing. I mean, why build all of them in graveyards? My local church is raising money for a giant thermometer. Do you know the best cure for depression? Suicide. The Great Barrier Reef is all very well, but it doesn't seem to be keeping the Australians in. Consider the positive. You're never alone with schizophrenia. If you're schizophrenic and you're offended by that, you can both fuck off. Sometimes at self-service restaurants or buffets, I tip myself. Bad enough if a spider lays its eggs underneath your skin and they hatch out. Worse if it's a goose. If you're 9 months premature, you're just a stain. When someone says, I hear voices, I always think, that'll be your ears. I was thinking, what is it that separates us from the animals? Fences. I'm not superstitious, but I heard about this guy that fell out of the 13th floor window of a building and he died. Spooky. I've had an idea for a shop selling used artificial limbs. It's called the second-hand store. A shoehorn. Sounds like the kind of thing a foot fetishist might get. I'm writing a book on dream interpretation. It's called You've Had Too Much Cheese. Why do gypsies call it a fun fair when it's clearly neither? I'll ask. A snail can travel over a razor blade without cutting itself. Or to put it another way, sometimes scientists get bored. Women blink twice as much as men. Brilliant. Think of all the stuff we can get away with. No, I didn't say anything. I was very disappointed when I went to Wet and Wild. It's a water park. We English are no good at foreign languages until we go abroad, where English is a foreign language. What was the best thing before sliced bread? Bread knife? No, massive sandwiches. If I had an optician's, I'd make them do the shop sign in a blurry font. No man is an island, except the Isle of Man. I'd like to get another tattoo, but I haven't got a tattoo. So what you like about pacifists? It's always darkest just before dawn, and we call that nighttime. Travelodge's slogan is nothing like a good night's sleep. There's a thin line between obsessive and compulsive. It's a hyphen. I was going to leave my body to science, and then I thought, no, I'll leave it to geography. Why do you never hear about anyone being given 5 months to live? Some men never tell their dads that they love them, and I guess that's just because they're not gay. People have skeletons in the closet, and gay men come out of the closet. Do you think the gay men are coming out of the closet because they're scared of the skeletons? Confucius said, how do you know you're a man dreaming you're a butterfly and not a butterfly dreaming you're a man? How do I know I'm not a butterfly? I drove here, you twat. Scientists have discovered a cure for the fear of flying. 22 hours on a coach. I went to see a hypnotist show and I really enjoyed it, which made me suspicious. Right, final thought. I had an out-of-body experience. I was beside myself. Well, that's quite enough of that sort of thing, I think, ladies and gentlemen. The trio there. Thank you very much indeed, gentlemen. Cheers. My dear, let's hear it from all the heterosexual men in the room. Give us a shout, all the heterosexual men. I'm guessing from that expression, can't remember which one heterosexual is. I'm not taking a chance. Maybe this is how they recruit them. The most annoying thing my sister does is that show Chatty Man. That's the most annoying heckle that I get at gigs. I like it when people join in. I like a bit of a heckle and a bit of fun. But the most annoying one I get is when I've set up a joke, just about to do the punchline, and someone goes, invariably it's the same thing. It's always, where's Alan? Where's Alan? It's not my, like, bête noire. It's just a bit annoying. Where's Alan? Who's at your house fucking your dad? I think we all knew, including him, I think we all knew that was a trap. I could feel you as one going, hold, hold, hold. And then one brave soul over there said, no. I'm taking one for the team. Or rather, your dad is. Of course, not all gay people are happy, camp, and fun. Some of them are lesbians. If you're a lesbian and you didn't find that funny, you're surprising no one. Are there any lesbians in? No, my gaydar is pretty much honed in on this pair down there. Hello, how are you two? You all right? Yeah. Are you, I presume you're a couple?
Married, yeah.
You're married? Oh, congratulations. Fabulous. How long have you been married?
Since October.
Since October? My God, it's new and fresh. Have you even finished consummating the relationship?
No.
You don't know when you're finished, do you? That's one of the problems with your lifestyle choice. We'll just put that on hold. We'll be back in a minute. Well, so you're married, you're committed to each other. Well, it's maybe a crazy question to ask you because you're in this long-term relationship and you love each other, but what would it take to get you back on solids? She's a definite no and you're a maybe. Okay, good. Oh, I love my job. I tell you what, I'm going to do a test and see whether we've got any other sisters in the room, see if there's any other lesbian sisters. Like I'm a lesbian, I've got the haircut, come on. I look a bit like K.D. Lang, I could get away with it. I'm going to test the heterosexuality of the other ladies in the room. Just a simple question to test this. Ladies, have you read 50 Shades of Grey? You've all read that book? You love that book. I would describe 50 Shades of Grey as the ultimate flick book. It was the best-selling book last year. What's the world coming to? It was the best-selling book last year. I can prove it. Last year, wettest on record. I think it's a very interesting book because, although it's not a great piece of literature, it's more gusset typing. It's interesting because it's pornography for ladies. That's what it is, right? And men, that book is in our houses, isn't it? 50 Shades of Grey is in our house, and we've not even picked it up. We're not looking at your pornography, ladies. We're not interested in your kind of pornography. We're very happy with the service broadband is providing. Ladies consume pornography in a very different way to men, and the genders are very different in our consumption of pornography. Here's a fact, gentlemen, that will blow your minds about women's consumption of pornography. Women watch porn films to the end. You know why? To see if they get married. Well, it's probably as good a time as any to talk about how political correctness works in stand-up comedy, because some people think it's a free-for-all. You can say whatever you want on stage because of freedom of speech. That is not the case. There are rules and regulations that govern what I do. Basically, how political correctness works in stand-up comedy is, if you're directly affected by something or involved in something, you get a free pass. You're allowed to joke about that thing. So, for example, homosexual people can joke about being gay. Disabled people can joke about disability. Black or Asian people can joke about race. Those are the rules. So, these two paedophiles walk into a park. Child abuse, there's a touchy subject. I saw a headline in the paper. It said, "Please smash paedophile ring." I thought, good, let's see how they fucking like it. Have you all seen that incredibly powerful commercial where every time a famous person clicks their fingers, a child dies? I was watching it, I couldn't help thinking, stop clicking your fingers. I went out to dinner last night, I killed 2 kids just getting the bill. For just £1 a day, you can feed a child in Africa. Sounds good, but I've checked. That's self-catering. I saw a thing on a notice board recently. They're organising a parachute jump for people with Alzheimer's. That's something that I'd pay to see. That's basically euthanasia. You all right, Grandad? Do you know what you're doing? I fought in the war. That's as maybe. 1,000, 1,000. Are you my nephew? I've done quite a few charity gigs over the past year. I did one in this very room. It's for a charity which I now know is called Laughter for Leukemia. Now, I'd had a long day and I turned up late and, you know, I made a mistake. I said it's lovely to be here laughing at leukemia. Skinheads down the front didn't like it. I was in Los Angeles last year. I did a gig for The Big Issue. They were relaunching The Big Issue out there, and they'd organised this big sort of gala gig. They asked me to do 5 minutes. I said it'd be my pleasure. And what they'd done, which I thought was quite interesting, they'd invited a lot of the homeless people along to the gig. So a whole section of the audience were homeless people, vendors of The Big Issue in Los Angeles. And I thought, what a brilliant thing, because you think hungry and homeless, but you don't think, you know, they could do with a night out. Night out's not the right phrase, but you get my drift. I walked out, I said, it's lovely to see so many bums on seats. This didn't translate, really. This is the problem with doing charity gigs for other people. What you want to do is have your own foundation, your own kind of, you know, your own charity. That's the brilliant thing that kind of big A-list celebrities get to do. They get to have their own charity. I'd love to do that. Look at Michael Jackson, he's got his own charity. The Neverland Foundation. They fly sick children. What, good-looking sick children? They fly good-looking sick children who look as if they could keep a secret into the Neverland Ranch, and they give them massive cash payouts. Valuable work. Who here, while we're on the topic, who here thinks Michael Jackson's innocent? Because now there are quite a lot of people here. Who? Go on, show of hands. So hands right up in the air. Quite a lot of you think Michael Jackson's innocent. And do you know what? You've got morality on your side, because he was found innocent by a jury of his peers. Albeit Americans, still counts. I wouldn't have bothered with the whole trial. I just would have stood up in front of the jury and simply said this. If I was a billionaire paedophile, and I'm not, but if I was a billionaire paedophile, I definitely have a fun fair in my back garden. He couldn't be any more dodgy if his house was made out of sweets. Who here's got kids? Who here's got kids? You've got kids? You've got kids? Would you let them play at Michael Jackson's house? No? No. You would? You look like quite an old fella. How old are your kids? In their 20s, yeah. Would you have let your children play at Michael Jackson's house when they were about 12? No. For $10 million? You'd have to think about it.
A lot of men like it when the collars and cuffs match, but I wouldn't want to date a bald lady. That took you a while to get. Apparently, women like chocolate because it stimulates them in the same way as sex, which I think goes some way towards explaining the popularity of the chunky Kit Kat. I've never found chocolate to be an aphrodisiac. The only way a chocolate bar is going to help my sexual performance is if I use it as a splint. Or bait. I've got a friend that took me to one side recently. He said, what does it mean if on a first date a girl puts a cheeky finger up your bum whilst filleting you? I said, it means there's going to be a second date. No, it's been a pleasure talking to you this evening, Glasgow. Firstly, thank you so much for coming out to see the show. I really do appreciate it. Well, thanks so much. I mean, it's been lovely. Couple of quick things just before I go. If you've never seen a Punch and Judy show, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the man behind the curtain is a paedophile. A lot of people don't think paedophiles should be allowed to live anywhere near schools, but it does reduce their carbon footprint. Final thing, if you're scared of paedophiles, grow up.
Does anyone know? Do you know what you're meant to do if you're stung by a jellyfish? Yeah, piss on it, wee on it. It's exactly the right answer. I didn't know that. I got told. Everyone told me. I went on holiday. Everyone told me if you get stung by a jellyfish, you're meant to pee on it. Yeah? I'll tell you this much. It doesn't work as well on shark bites. The boy's family were livid. Apparently, once they've been dead for a couple of hours, there is very little you can do. No amount of piss is bringing them back. It is true, urine can be used to disinfect a wound. It's often taken the wrong way. That's why I no longer work with the St. John's ambulance. Come here, love, that looks nasty. It's apparently not what anyone wants to see. Oh, on that same subject, I've got a little time-saving tip for the gentleman in the room. I don't wash my hands after I pee. What I do is I wash my cock in the morning, then I'm good for the day. Sometimes it's the best bit of my day. I am very thorough. Do you know what you're meant to do if you're attacked by a bear? Does anyone know?
Shit on yourself.
I have a feeling that might be quite involuntary. That sounds like advice given by a forest ranger trying to kind of go, well, no, that's the procedure. I saw the bear coming at me, I thought, suppose you could try and piss on it. Although I think if you whipped it out in front of a bear, it would think, oh, an hors d'oeuvre. Any other suggestions as to what to do if you're attacked by a bear?
Make yourself big.
Make yourself big. Yes, make yourself big. Go and grab something to eat. Work out a little. Maybe buy one of those puffer jackets. Get back to the bear as soon as you possibly can. Do you mean go like that? You're like an advert for natural selection. There's a bear coming at us, don't worry, I'll handle this. I imagine the bear would think, oh look, Monster Munch. Look, novelty food. Any other suggestions as to what to do if you're attacked by a bear? Play dead is exactly the right answer. Do you know why you're meant to play dead? It's to get used to how you're going to be in a minute. Just so there's less mess. A snake bite isn't going to kill you, unless, of course, you're allergic to cider. Well, that's a joke for the goths. Think about it, they're the ones that need cheering up. I love swearing. I've always quite... Oh, you're all right, sorry, what was that? I missed a bit of chat. Hi. Sorry, it's not the telly. If you talk, I can hear. Now you're looking pissed off. You're thinking, I didn't press the red button, it's gone all interactive. What were you saying? Go on, say.
I thought you were talking about snake bite drink.
You thought... You just said, I thought you were talking about snake bite the drink. Yeah. What happened was... Okay, in a joke is like two stories, yeah? And the first story makes you make an assumption about something. So the assumption people made about snake bite in that joke was that it was a snake biting you. But that's the setup of the joke. So you made the assumption he's talking about a snake biting someone. In the second part of the joke, often known as the punchline, what you'll find is that rug will be whipped from under you, and you'll realise that the assumption you made was erroneous. suddenly revealing a fact that was previously concealed is the nature of all one-liners, madam. So in essence, I was talking about both snake bites, the thing that happens when a snake bites you, and also the drink. No problem at all, it's lovely to help. It's nice to have you here this evening, because I think one of the charity gigs I did helped pay for the minibus that brought you here. So, nice to see that money wasn't wasted.
I'll come back over here. The best way to impress a woman is to compliment her. As in, Carr, you're a fast runner, you nearly got away. We all know that no means no. But what does it mean when they shout, help? Means the gags come loose. Two things really annoy me. You know when you buy stuff and it comes in that super hard plastic that you cannot get a start on? Do you know the stuff I mean? And you end up chipping a tooth. And then you go and get scissors. You'd never dream of getting the scissors first. You think, I'll try my teeth. Ah. And then the worst thing is when you bought scissors and they've come in that stuff. That annoys me, that and genocide. Oh. Backseat drivers, they're all the same. Why are we going into the woods? Please let me go. I tell you what I love, and I bet you all love it too. I love the snooze button. Do you love the snooze button? Yeah. Love the snooze, because after 8 hours sleep, I tell you what I need. A nap. Strange but true, isn't it? I wake up in the morning, I'm more tired than when I went to bed the night before. I wake up thinking, I'm exhausted. How tiring is sleep? I need 10 minutes just to take the edge off that. Have you got pets? Who's got pets, yes? I can't have sex if the dog is looking at me. It's those big eyes looking up as if to say, what are you doing? And that's why I didn't fuck a dog. We made love. I'm a typical guy. I love all sports. Pilates, hopscotch, conkers, you name it. Any cricket fans in? Interesting fact about cricket. Cricket was invented at Rugby Public School when some boys were playing football and one of the boys forgot the ball and they're all standing in a field and nothing happened. I like the developments that have been made in cricket over the years. Initially, there was Test cricket. That takes 5 days of your life that you don't get back to play. Then there was one-day cricket, a vast improvement. Then 2020, that only takes 3 hours to play. I'm looking forward to cricket 1-1 and ultimately cricket fucking 0, where no cunt plays cricket because it's fucking boring. The Paralympics, that is what sport should be about. Did you watch the Paralympics when it was on in Beijing? Inspirational or inspiring global event. About 3 people saw it, it would appear. I don't know how to describe it to people that didn't see the Paralympics. It's sort of like the Paralympics, it's sort of like a children's book where all the broken toys have a picnic. Well, you can get off the high moral ground if you didn't even fucking watch it. I had a favourite event, and all the events are interesting, I think, because you're watching sports that you've seen before, sports that you've taken part in, done in a different way because they're being done by disabled people, so you're getting kind of a different angle on it, different rules, yeah? So they're all interesting. My favourite, and you've got to promise me, look this up if you think I'm making it up. Google it when you get home and have a look on YouTube, treat yourself, it's awesome. Paralympics, the blind football. Okay, so they get a normal, I'm not talking about Stranraer. Okay, so what they do in the blind football at the Paralympics, they get a normal football, normal standard issue soccer ball, they put a bell in the ball, and blind people play football. Their spatial awareness is that good, they could tell where the ringing is, find the ball, not only find it, kick it, and score a goal. How fucking awesome's that? And Team GB got silver. Gold went to some kittens. I don't know how they got into the stadium. Presumably no one saw them. And there was an unfortunate incident when the referee blew the whistle for the final time, someone kicked his face off. As you'll be aware, I'm very comfortable talking about disability on stage because disabled people are part of our community, part of our societies, of course they are, but also disabled people are the most patronised group within society. Everyone patronises the disabled. It's like a national pastime. Here's a good example for you. If you've got any building in this country with more than 4 stories, there's a limit on the number of wheelchair users that can be in that building at any one time because what if there's a fire? If there's a fire, throw him out the fucking window. What's he going to do, break his back again? What's he going to be, double paralysed? You heard about Dave, he's been double paralysed. It's pretty bad, he's got to go around in 2 wheelchairs. I heard about a blind guy climbing Everest. I thought, well done, but what for? The view? Surely the great advantage of being blind is there's no need to travel. Get a foot spa and a heat lamp, you could be fucking anywhere. Speaking of which, I'm thinking of starting a charity sending blind kids to Disneyland. Well, telling them. No, it's not the same, but my dog's gone, well, he's lost an eye, and he's got, well, the vet reckons he's got about 30% peripheral vision in his remaining eye. Who thinks I should get the vet to put him down? No. Canal it is. If he'd wanted to live, he would have won the fight with a badger.
I did a gig for the Aisling Foundation. Does anyone know the Aisling Foundation? No. Well, they're quite a small charity based in London. They're an Irish charity, and what they do is they take Irish builders and navvies that came over in the 1950s and 60s, and these are older guys, they've fallen on hard times, they give them pensions and retirement homes on the west coast of Ireland. And I did a gig for them, I thought it was a great charity. I went out there, I said, it's lovely to be here supporting the Aisling Foundation. I've got a new slogan for you. Fuck off home, the roads are finished. Apparently they're famous for their sense of humour. Oh no, they're fucking not. The other charity that I did a gig for last year was Stonewall. You know Stonewall, the largest gay charity in Europe? I did a gig for them up in Edinburgh. I went on, I said, it's lovely to be here in Edinburgh. I'm not sure about supporting Stonewall. Sure, maybe if we raise enough money, maybe one day we'll be able to find a cure. But I'm not sure there's anything wrong with being gay. That was pretty much their reaction. Although they were slightly more theatrical. I don't want to sound callous or unkind or cruel, but the Children of Courage Awards. How much courage does it take to get poorly? All I'm saying is, maybe we could just change the name to the Children of Horrible Misfortune. That way we could include ugly children as well. If anyone's sitting there thinking, I really didn't like that joke, I don't like the subject matter, I didn't think it was very funny. Imagine how it went down at the Great Ormond Street Gala. I was in Edinburgh last year, I saw a sign in a window, said, watch batteries fitted. I thought it was probably not the best show on. There's a sign up in my street saying the priorities of the traffic lights have changed. There's another sign saying, children, please drive carefully. I was driving on the motorway, I saw a sign on the back of a truck, a little sticker, said, how am I driving? I thought, well, if you don't know... I've got a sticker on the back of my car, it says, keep your distance. I just need a little space right now. It's not you, it's me. You've got a question?
No, I've got one of those, right?
You've got one of those?
In the curry house near where I live.
Yeah.
Try one of our curries, you'll never get better.
That is fucking brilliant. Do you think they mean it to be like that? Sorry, I don't know if everyone heard. It was the, in the curry house near you live. It says, try one of our curries, you'll never get better. That is fantastic. saw a sign in the park that said remove dog nuisance, so I shot a poodle. I was in Australia, I saw a sign that said convenience store 75 miles. No, I'm not even going that way. My favourite road sign of all time, it's a red triangle, and it says underneath falling rocks, and inside there's pictures of falling rocks. What am I meant to do with that information? It may as well just say random accidents ahead. Life's a lottery, be lucky. I think we've established so far, I'm not a prude, I don't mind talking about sex, and I certainly don't mind swearing. No problem with any of that. But I'm genuinely offended by an advert that's on TV at the moment. It's for a brand of thrush treatment. It's Caniston or Gaveston, it's one of the two, I can't remember. Which one is it, Caniston or Gaveston? Which one, sorry? Thank you, ladies with thrush. The reason I'm offended by it is I just don't see the point. Who's watching that and thinking, this is a well-made commercial? I like the actors, I like the script, I like the sort of tagline at the end of the ad. I'm going to buy some of that. I don't have thrush, but I'm going to buy some. Or who's sitting there going, that looks interesting, I might buy some of that. I'm baking bread down here. It's all very well going on a round-the-world trip on your holidays. Where are you going to go next year? I had a survey done on my house. 8 out of 10 people really rather liked it. If you're not part of the solution, you're a solid or a gas. I was in a club last week. I saw a sign outside the cloakroom. It said £1 per item. So I bought a coat. I was in a restaurant. I asked the waiter where the gents was. He said, just go down the stairs. Have we got any teachers in this evening? Is there shout any teachers? Oh, loads of teachers in. You work bloody hard, don't you, teachers? Half the year, 5 hours a day. I'm not knocking it. I could never do what you people do for a living. Not because it's difficult, I wouldn't pass a CRB check. I've actually got a bit of a soft spot for teachers. I used to go out with a teacher and she was lovely. But if ever I wanted sex, she always insisted to put my hand up first. That is ruder than it first appears. You're welcome. Have we got any special needs teachers in? You teach special needs? Oh, there was a woo over there. What's your name, madam? Danielle, very nice to have you in. All I was going to say about special needs teachers is you are the best and the brightest, in my humble opinion, the best and the brightest teachers. Because I can prove it. We all know teachers socially, yes? Everyone knows teachers. And the teachers are always moaning on about, oh, I've got homework to mark this evening. Not you, hey, Danielle? You're not grading potato paintings, are you? Fuck it. Your evenings are your own. Fair play. Is that a little yay? See the other teachers looking, oh, fucking annoyed, I didn't think of that. What, sorry? You used to teach at my school, at Burnham Grammar. Did you? Not when I was there, surely. No, unless you moisturise a lot. Where are you from? You're from Belfast, right? Ginger and community. I was just saying what you said to me back. Oh, how come you're teaching over here then? Are you in the witness relocation scheme? What the fuck happened? Fucking grass. What do you teach? What subject? What, sorry? English? You can barely fucking pronounce. I did Countdown recently, the TV show, not Dracula's special needs brother. One for the staff room. And I got asked when I did Countdown,
when I did Countdown, I got asked by every man that I know, everyone asked me, how fit is that Rachel Riley off of Countdown? How attractive is she when you meet her? And it wasn't like a rhetorical question. They wanted me to answer. And I thought, well, I should be able to say how attractive a work colleague and a friend is without sounding misogynistic, without being sexist, shouldn't I? You be the judge. Rachel Riley. Let me put it this way. I would crawl over broken glass to suck the cock of the last man that fucked her. I don't think that's overstating it. I'd like to fuck her brains out, take ages. Now, I should warn you there will be some audience participation this evening. Apologies. And the only reason I mention it explicitly is because sometimes when I ask someone a direct question, they get a bit flustered. I think it's because they're used to seeing me on TV, so then when I ask them a direct question, they get a bit, what the fuck is going on? I didn't press the red button, it's gone all fucking interactive. I got a guy wonderfully flustered the other day, front and centre where you're sitting there, and out of nowhere I went, are you married or single? He went, single. And the girl next to him went, he isn't. How could you fuck that up? There was a lovely little pause and he went, I think I might be single now. Has anyone got any other questions this evening? Anything else you'd like to know? Why do I get my suit? I get all my clothes from High and Mighty. It's not to do with my size or shape, it's my attitude. This is actually a suit for an 8-year-old giant. I don't know why that's a giant. It's more like a Thunderbird. You get the idea. Any other thoughts, questions? How much money am I making from this gig? Well, I'll put it in terms that you'll understand, sir. 100 money. Go on, sorry, what was your question?
Did you lose your virginity?
What age did I lose my virginity? It was the 20th century. No, I lost my virginity. I was 26 when I lost my virginity. Now, I realise there'll be grandmothers in Glasgow thinking, well, that can't be right. Did he not have a sister? No, I was 26, but I tell you why I was 26. Because I was Christian growing up. I had an imaginary friend that I used to talk to. I know it sounds mental now, but I did. So that was part of it, but partly I wanted it to be special. Well, not special, but consensual. And then I got to 26 and I thought, fuck it. How much is a train ticket to Dundee? Any other thoughts? What, sorry? What's my favourite song? I would say probably Sweet Caroline. Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. First there was spring, then spring became the summer. Who'd have known it can... Well, sorry, I could have just gone on there. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching you, touching me. Da, da, da. Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. Good times never seem so good. I'd be inclined, ba, 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 to believe they never would. There, that'll do with that. My favourite song. Yeah, do some karaoke halfway through, why not? I like that, and I also like Baby Got Bat by Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
My mother used to say to me, she was a very funny woman, my mother. She was a very kind of larger-than-life Irish lady. She used to say to me when I was little, she used to say, there are no strangers, just friends you haven't met yet. Don't talk to them. My dad took me to one side on my 21st birthday. He said to me, he said, Jimmy, the past is history. The future is a mystery. Right now is a gift. That's why it's called the present. I said, what, you didn't get me anything? Again? A wise old man once said to me, he said, people never really listen, they're just waiting for their turn to talk. At least I think that's what he said. I was driving through a very rough area of South London. I saw a big police sign by the side of the road. Big yellow and black thing. It said, violent crime here. Tuesday. 7:30. Can you help? No, I appreciate they're trying to bring communities together, but I don't even approve. I had a thing happen to me a couple of weeks ago, actually. In North London, close to where I live. I was walking home about 11:30 at night, and this young kid, about 15 or 16 years of age, comes running out of an alleyway at high speed. He's all out of breath and panting and clearly in some distress. He says, help, help, me and my mate are being mugged. I said, all right, calm down, take a breath. Of course I'll help. My mate and I are being mugged. In the pursuit of scientific answers, animals have been tortured for the past 100 years. They're still not talking. I'm starting to think they don't know anything. I saw a brilliant bit of medical research that's been done recently. They've come up with a new product. It's like Viagra. It's like a Viagra inhaler that will give a man an erection within 30 seconds. Correct me if I'm wrong. A Viagra inhaler that will give a man an erection within 30 seconds. That's a blowjob. Another company spent hundreds of thousands of pounds researching the Atkins diet and came to the conclusion that it can cause depression. Now, I could have told you that without any need for research. That's just deductive reasoning. Everyone knows fat people are jolly. The British Medical Association are not above this kind of thing. They did some research saying irrefutably cigarettes can harm your children. Fair enough. Use an ashtray. I worry about my nan. If she's alone in the house and she falls, does she make a noise? I'm joking. She's dead. I do try and see the positive when something bad happens. You know, if somebody close to you dies, it's always a good idea. Move seats. I remember when my nan was really ill in hospital, we went to visit her in Limerick, in Ireland. Went over to see her, and it was, you know, near the end, and the doctor came out, and he said to us, he said, oh no, she's very bad now. She can't breathe without oxygen. I thought, where did you get your medical degree? The internet? All I'm saying is every cloud has got a silver lining. You can always see the fun in something, even if it's, you know, something tragic and terrible. You know, we've all been to funerals, haven't we? We've all been to a funeral at some stage. It's a very sad event, but, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. You know, and a relative, an elderly relative at death's door is a day off waiting to happen. What's a funeral? It's about an hour. Tends to be in the morning. The rest of the day is your own. I don't want you to judge me, ladies and gentlemen, but when my nana died, we went bowling. Not immediately on hearing the news, but that afternoon after the funeral, we went bowling. You know, life goes on. Not hers, obviously. She was in a box, on fire. I was on fire, 3 strikes. Old bit, I could see a couple of kind of older gentlemen. How old are you, sir? You look a little bit older than... Yeah. 70. Well, 70's quite old, I think. Yeah, nice to have you here, sir. Nice age range. What do you do? Fine, well, you've earned that, frankly. Some of these fucking layabouts. I bet it was different in your day, wasn't it? 70, I bet you were loving the anti-German stuff, weren't you? Yeah, fuck 'em. Do you know what? PC or no PC, we won it fair and square. The thing I was going to say was, I've been told this once. Have you ever said to anyone, yeah, the problem with your generation, you think you invented sex? You ever said that to anyone? No. Yeah. My granddad said it to me. He said, the problem with you lot, you think you invented sex. I said, all right, Grandad, have you ever fucked Nana up the arse, pulled out and come on her tits? Turns out he had, that's what killed her. What? What's the matter with that? And don't you dare be offended by that, you know, by there being a 70-year-old man. I bet you were crazy for it in the war. Jesus, there being a war on, I bet you got more poontang in those years. Yeah, we could all die tomorrow. It's the best chat-up line in the world. Who are you here with? She looks mortified. You all right? I'm glad. I can only apologise for the last bit of material about the granddad with the bum sex and the coming. Because I imagine what I've created is the longest journey home ever. Are you all right in the back? Excellent. It's nice to hear that, because often when I go to comedy shows, and I go to them all the time, I love coming out to see live comedy. The thing is, though, if I'm sat right at the back, I'm a little bit disappointed. I always get my ticket and go, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm fucking miles away. But there are, of course, advantages to being right at the back. You get more of a sense of theatre, of people coming together and sharing a sense of humour. What a wonderful thing that is, the great British music hall spirit. And also, if you're right at the back, this sort of thing won't happen. I fucked your mum. That's not going to happen to any of you. I've got nothing but respect for your mums. They're hard-working, decent women. Your mum still owes me a tenner. I'm joking. I owe her a tenner. Bluff. I'm your real dad. Kidding, no one knows who your real dad is. That isn't your mum there, is it? Sorry. This is a bit awkward. Hello, sir. She's brilliant in bed, isn't she? What, sorry? I don't remember her. What, that's the thing that annoys you? Not the fact I fucked your mum, the fact... You don't even remember fucking my mum. Well, thankfully, you all seem to be laughing. You all seem to have taken that quite well. What's your name, sir? Julio. Julio? Yeah. How did you know you were having a gay? What were you thinking as you gave birth? You think, oh, I hope he's a little bender. I'll tell you what, I'll call him Julio. Is that your girlfriend, or beard, as I like to call her? Well done. It's almost like you're protesting too much. Sorry, you're clearly getting a bit of a hard time. But, you know, you're smiling through it because at a comedy gig you're expecting people to be a bit, you know, there's a little bit of banter. You maybe weren't expecting that. But you're expecting a bit of banter. The problem comes when you do this for 6 or 7 days in a row and then you find yourself back in the real world doing something a bit mundane on a Monday morning. I don't know, maybe buying stamps at the post office. And there's a bit of cheeky banter between you and the lady behind the plexiglass. Saw you on TV on Friday night. Did you? What do you think? Well, you're clearly no match for Jonathan Ross. Well, that's interesting, because I fucked your mum. Don't cry, I'll go. I saw a proper scientific survey. It said that women can tell if a man wants a baby just by looking at the shape of his face. Presumably, if it's like this, that means he doesn't want a baby. And if it's like this, it means the conception will involve a turkey baster. Well, that was my gay face. Was that not clear enough? Fine, have it your way. Sorry, I'd like to apologise for that mime. I neglected the balls. Why do I laugh like a sexual predator? I like the way that sexual predator sounds better in your accent than any other.
A sexual predator. I don't know why I laugh like that. It's one of life's mysteries. In the same way as why you dressed as a gay lumberjack. We may never know. I like big, thick logs. Yeah. How big's my cock? Well, I'm not sure whether your mother would be comfortable discussing it, but it's... Truth be told, it's quite small, but it smells like a big one. What, sorry? Where's the weirdest place I've had sex? His mum's bum. Classic. I'm joking, of course. It was his dad's. Any other questions, thoughts? Why do I look like Hitler? 999. Who said that? Sorry? Who? What hotel? Ah, well, it's quite a posh one, so it'll have to be your place. I don't think they'll let you in. They've got a policy on that sort of thing. And even though I'm not paying you, it looks like I am. Yeah, go on.
Best audience.
What, sorry?
Where's your best
What's the
audience?
best audience? Well, without being sort of, sycophantic, sir, without sucking up to you, he said in a very patronising manner. Glasgow's pretty good. I mean, that's why I'm recording the DVD here. But I don't know if you notice the cameras, but it's just a fun place. I'll tell you a quick story about Glasgow, just before we move on. I'll tell you the reason I'm recording the DVD here. The first time I ever came to Glasgow to play at the Stand Comedy Club, I got in the back of a taxi, yeah? And I said to the bloke, because I wanted to make a reference to where was rough in town. So I said, excuse me, driver, where's rough in Glasgow? And he said, for you, everywhere. And then I was on stage later that night, on stage, and I told that story on stage, and all I said was, and I thought this was a comment that was beyond any kind of argument, all I said was, Glasgow is quite an aggressive town. And a guy down the front went, no, it fucking isn't it? No hint of irony. No, it fucking isn't it? I thought this place will do for me.
Might be a good time now, as we clear away our jazz trio. God, love you for that. It was lovely. Has anyone got any questions for me? Has anyone got any?
Got a criminal record.
Have I got a criminal record? Yes, most rapes in an hour. I'm going to take a photo of you, ladies and gentlemen, lest I forget you. You know, it's a big deal for me, recording a DVD. I thought I'd take a little photo. Yeah, go on, once.
Is it right if your girlfriend wants you to watch her pee?
She likes you watching her pee.
I'm trying to get you to watch her. She's like,
So, sorry. That's it. The question, I get asked that every show. It's weird that you would ask that. So, because she likes a lot of people to watch her pee. Is that your thing? You like people to watch you pee? Well, clearly, yes. He didn't say that for no reason, did he? Do you remember earlier when you said he was a pedo for making you dress up as a schoolgirl? I think it might be payback time. But surely you could just dress her as a schoolgirl and have her do a wee on you. That's fine. That plays into your whole pedo fantasy. Everyone's happy. Apart from anyone with any sort of sense of taste and decency. Who are frankly horrified by you too. What's your name, sir? Sam. Hi, Sam. What, sorry? Southwell. Yeah, definitely I need a surname for this. I'm not in charge of the register. Don't worry about that. So, what is it about being watched pee that you enjoy? Well, just tell us. We're all interested to know. Well, you do, so...
It's not like that.
What is it like?
give her a glass of water, we'll all find out.
I just think if you live with someone, you should feel comfortable enough to do anything in front of them.
I'm all madam, yes. Once you've been with someone, there's a level of intimacy that suggests that you would be able to pee in front of them or maybe shit on their chest. But some people aren't like us, baby. Some people don't think in the way. They're closed-minded. They've got a sense of, I don't know, appropriate occasion. It's all right, we're not taping this for... Oh, no, we are. Lovely golden showers. Any other thoughts? What car do I drive? I don't actually drive a car, sir. I roll in one. Motherfucker, yeah, with the bitches in the back, yeah. How you do? Any other questions, thoughts?
What's your favourite type of cheese?
What's my favourite type of cheese? Knob.
Where's the best place you perform?
The best place I've performed? I'd have to say in your girlfriend. It's the law. It's the law. I have to, I'm sorry. I saw a headline in the paper. It said, "Man held after rape." I thought they cuddled. I called the rape helpline centre. They suggested I bought a balaclava. PC has gone mad. You can't say Siamese anymore, so I guess my cat is a conjoined twin. Speaking of hilarious birth defects, did you all read about that little girl born in India with 8 limbs? Incredible. She was born into a Hindu family, so they thought she might be the reincarnation of a goddess. Or a spider. But the test for that is pretty simple. They just pop them in a bath and see if they can get out on their own. My girlfriend always wants to stay in and watch Downton Abbey, but I want to go out and get a new girlfriend. I thought it'd be okay for me to have sex with other women because my girlfriend and I were on a break. But apparently, I ruined that weekend at Centre Parks. I was going to tell you a story about the poshest place I have ever been. I got invited last year to Clarence House, where Charles and Camilla live in central London. I got invited there. I'm involved in this hospice charity because I'm such a fucking terrific guy. Not because I was press-ganged into it. No, no, no. Maybe a little. Anyway, I'm involved in this thing. So Camilla is the patron of this great charity. So she organised, like, drinks and a concert and dinner in her home to, you know, thank the corporate sponsors and to get more people to donate money, raise a bit of money, raise awareness, that sort of thing. In her home, though, she put on this event. So we're all in her front room, literally Charles and Camilla's front room. It's the most ornate, like, high, beautiful sort of ceilings, and they've got a telly and a couch in the corner like normal people might have, but every square inch of mantelpiece and shelf and sideboard has got a beautiful object on it that they've been given by visiting dignitaries or they've picked up on their extensive travels of the world. It's a very intimidating space to be in. So we're all standing there having a drink, and she's coming around saying hello to everyone, and she gets to me, and because I'm a dick, as I feel we've established, she gets to me and goes, "Oh, how are you involved?" And I went, "Never mind about that. Have you seen Cash in the Attic?" Because we're sitting on a gold mine here. And to her credit, it's absolutely true. She went, "Yes," winked, and fucked off. Brilliant. I did another weird royal thing last year. I did the Jubilee. Did anyone see the Jubilee? I did a little thing where I had to introduce Grace Jones in a hula hoop. Nice work if you can get it. In order to do that, I had to get past security at Buckingham Palace. Here's what it consisted of. So I met an armed police officer. His only job is to guard our Queen, to make sure that no one steals our Queen and uses her head to photocopy it and make their own money and stamps. I don't know. So I walked up to this armed police officer outside Buckingham Palace. I said, "Security?" He went, "Yeah." Here's his question. He said, "Are you in Al-Qaeda?" I went, "No." "As you were." I thought, this guy seems fun. So I asked him, I said, "Does anything funny ever happen when you're rolling with the Queen?" He said, "Yeah. I'll tell you this story. Has to be in confidence, though." I said, "You can trust me." He is not a good judge of character. I'm also in Al-Qaeda. No, I'm not. Or am I? No.
So he told me the story. He said the Queen, her whole entourage, she travels with about 15 people. They went up to Glasgow last year. She was opening a drop-in centre for homeless alcoholics. Of course, in Glasgow. Where else would you fucking put it? It's very much ground zero for homeless alcoholics. It's their biggest export. So the Queen's there, and she's cutting through the ribbon like a fucking ninja, and all the usual suspects are there. There's the mayor, there's the local dignitaries, there's the chairman of the charity, the people that work in the local office, and they got a couple of the homeless guys, the alcoholic homeless guys from Glasgow, that the charity has helped in other locations, suited and booted, washed and brushed there to meet the Queen, so that she could see the people that have benefited from her kind works. Lovely. So the Queen, as we all know, has only got one bit of shtick, which is the question, what do you do? That's her only question. She doesn't point like that, that'd be mental. But that's her only question, what do you do? That's all she asks. She said to a Scottish alcoholic homeless man, what do you do? And he came back, rather epically, I feel, with, same as you, nothing. Apparently, she was fucking terrified. A friend of mine, quite recently, a couple of months ago, got proper, old-school flashed. Guy in a Mac, at dusk, in a park, one of those. Sorry, I've added that. I don't know if he did that. You would, though, wouldn't you? You'd give it a bit of cock slap. You'd probably treat her to the windmill, wouldn't you? Who are you in? Anyway, she got proper old-school flashed, and she shouted, rape. I thought, don't give him ideas. Don't workshop it, you fucking lunatic. Has anyone in here been flashed?
Yeah.
Go on, what happened, madam? Is it a funny story or is it distressing?
I was in a club and some guy flashed me.
In a club? In a club and someone flashed you in the club? Are you sure you didn't go off with a man in a club? I was kissing him, and I undid his zip, and then he flashed me. Go on, what happened? Tell me the story.
It was in the middle of the dance floor.
Middle of the dance floor, and he was throwing some shapes, and one of his was...
No, my friend told him that we were lesbians to get rid of him.
So to get rid of the guy, your friend told him you were lesbians. That's how these two started, but then they liked it, so they stuck with it. And did that work?
Oh, she said, we don't like cock. And then he
She said, we don't like cock. So sorry, so someone got his cock out in the middle of the dance floor in a club, and you went, oh no, sorry, we're lesbians. You could have just told him to fuck off. You're incredibly polite. I'll make up an excuse so he doesn't feel bad. I don't want the flasher to feel rejected. How nice are you? And has anyone else been flashed? You got arrested for flashing. Well, don't take it out on me. What do you mean you got arrested for flashing?
Well, I was going for a piss.
You were going for a piss? This sounds like bullshit to me. You were going for a piss. Where were you going for a piss? Set the scene for us. I've never met anyone that's flashed. Go on. It's going for a piss in a primary school. Got in a car park, okay. In a car park outside, you're going for a piss. Caught short. Late at night, fine, okay.
And I needed a piss, so I went up against a tree.
You went up against a tree. Turned out it wasn't a tree, it was a fat girl. Go on, so you walked up to a tree to take a pee in a car park. This doesn't sound terrible. So far, I'm on this guy's side. Go on.
So there was a woman in the trees.
There was a woman in the trees. Sounds like you've broken dogging etiquette by pissing on someone. So you went up to take a piss on a tree, and there was a woman in the tree.
She was walking, there's a pathway,
She was walking, okay.
and it was outside a police station.
And it was outside a police station. What kind of a fucking idiot are you? You went for a piss in the police station car park. Why don't you just turn yourself in? That's a cry for help if ever I heard one. Lock me up before I hurt someone. And what, did she scream? Did she complain? What happened?
No, she went into the police station, and they came out and arrested me for indecent exposure.
They came out and arrested you for indecent... Is it because you're a bit ginger? Do you think they would have let you off if you hadn't been quite as... I'm sorry about these lights as well. We could well be giving you skin cancer. I think I'm on your side there. If you're taking a piss, that's not indecent exposure, is it? What do you think? Are we on this guy's side? There's one man, no. Stop pissing outside, you crazy fool. But because there was a woman in the other night with a story. She said, oh, I got flashed. And then she told me the story, and I wasn't sure. She said, I got flashed. I said, has anyone been flashed? She went, yeah, I got flashed in Disneyland. I said, I'm all ears. She said, I was in Disneyland, Florida. I was walking in past the hotels in Disneyland and into the park, and I looked up at one of the hotels, and the guy was opening his bedroom curtains, flashed me. I said, no, he didn't. You are a peeping Tom. My girlfriend wants a diamond ring, and the only reason I know that is it's pretty much all she fucking talks about. Let's face facts. The only way my girlfriend's getting a diamond ring is if the vajazzler slips. I don't really understand the vajazzle. I mean, I know what a vajazzle is. I know what it is. They whip away all the hair from your foo-foo, and then they diamante it. I say they, I imagine you get some Pritt stick and glitter and have a crack yourself. Have a sparkly crack yourself, you're welcome. I just don't know who that's for. I've never met a man who said to me, oh, I love vaginas. But I wish they're a bit more zhuzhy. A few more sparkles wouldn't go amiss. I want a glamour puss, a showbiz entrance. Has anyone had a vajazzle? She had. What motif did you go for, madam? You had a heart because you were embarrassed to ask for...
Like something spectacular.
You were embarrassed to ask for something spectacular. So you were fine with someone putting glitter on your fanny, but you went, I don't want to ask for anything embarrassing. How adorable. And was it for a special occasion, or was it just...
No, I just thought, why not?
You thought, why not? Well, plenty of fucking reasons. Basic hygiene. Your boyfriend could chip a tooth. And it was definitely a proper vajazzle, not a Liverpool vajazzle, which is just a euphemism for herpes. Has anyone else come across a vajazzle? He has. Not hers, I hope. Go on, what did they have?
Can't remember, it was my stag do in my...
You can't remember, it was your stag do. Oh, you can't remember anything. Sounds like a Liverpool vajazzle to me. No, love, I don't know what happened. It's just really itchy. Fucking hell. Obviously, I could never get a vajazzle because I don't have a vajayjay, but I would consider glitter balls. You know, for a special occasion. On Encore, what jokes do you want to hear again? I'll tell you what you can do. If you've been in a relationship a couple of years and the sex is still fantastic, but it's got a bit routine, you know, you do the same things in the same order on the same night of the week or whatever, it's got a bit kind of predictable, your sex life. What you can do is the next time you're getting sucked off, pull out, come in Rye and then kick her in the shin. It's called the pirate. I saw a homeless guy getting off the bus. I thought, how does he know it's his stop? There's a guy near me sells the big issue who always goes, it's my last one, come on, if you buy this, I can go home. You've not got the point of this at all. I'm not in favour of ID cards for the very simple reason I don't know how we're going to pick them up at the post office. Hello, I've come for my ID card. Have you got any ID? I was in the airport. Those treadmills they've got are huge. They're much better than the ones in the supermarket. I get very self-conscious. Oh, speaking of special occasions, there was a couple in a couple of weeks ago at one of my gigs, 35 years married. I got chatting to them because I thought, well, quite an incredible thing in this day and age. Got chatting to them. I said, what did you get her for the anniversary? And he said, deep fat fryer. I said, well, what did she get you? And he went, chips. And they seemed thrilled with that arrangement. It got me chatting to people about What is the worst gift you've ever got? Birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's. What is the worst piece of shit you ever got? We've had a heckle. Go on, what was that, sir? A little bit louder. No, what's fine. Sir, what's your name? What, sorry? Toby. Toby, do you mind me sharing with the group? Thank you very much indeed, Toby. That makes it much easier. Because there's a heckle. It's quite a good heckle, quite a funny heckle. But we have to do a heckle put down now. God. I would love if I could just let it go, but I can't. There are rules. But you don't mind me sharing with the group, so it makes it much easier. We can go old school. What, sorry? Stop stalling. Don't panic, sir. I've got this. I'll have to put you on arsehole waiting. Toby's mum is so fat. She's a fucking disgrace, Toby. Your mum is such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Fatty boom batty blubbernaut. She's so fucking fat, when she fell down the stairs, I thought EastEnders had finished. Boom, 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 ba 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 bum. True story. You, sir. What did you say? What was it? Stop stalling? Yeah? What's your name? Gary. Are you trying to say Gary? Watch me. Gary. Yeah. The fuck is that? Well, Gary, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mum's teeth. Worst gifts. What's the worst gift? What, sorry? You got a bread maker. Your husband bought you a bread maker. What a fucking arsehole. No, I just hate the whole concept. Because bread makers, I mean, I spent like 200 quid on a bread maker. That's convenient, isn't it? Because you don't live near shops and bread isn't fucking cheap. Oh, I'll just make my own. That's fine. Because the ingredients cost more than a loaf of bread, but don't worry about it. So what did you get him? Instead of an engagement ring, you got a bread maker instead of an engagement ring. You broke up with him, right? You've just divorced him. Yay! Why did you go through with marrying him? I mean, that must have been fucking awkward in the office. Oh. Look at this. Oh, it's a nice one. Sparkly. You poor thing. Any other bad gifts? You got what, sir? A dog pooper scooper. Do you have a dog? At the time, yes. The fuck have you done with your dog, dude? What happened to your dog? You don't have him anymore. Oh, Toby's mum ate him. The fat bitch. Sorry, dude. Any other bad gifts? What'd you get? Nothing. Jesus, listen to the bitterness there. I think there are worse gifts than nothing. So like women get bought Hoovers by their other half. And it's not just a shit gift, it's a bit of a dig. At least something in the house has got some fucking suction. Or you said you wanted a bag and a belt, that's got both. You're welcome. There was a girl in the other day for her 21st birthday from her nana. Now, nanas are mental anyway, but her nana bought her gift-wrapped, beautifully gift-wrapped, an Argos catalogue. With £2 coins sellotaped to the front. Oh, pikeys. What, the worst one that I think a lot of people do, Secret Santa. Do you do Secret Santa at your work? It's a nightmare, isn't it, to get something good for under a fiver, under a tenner? I went out and bought a brawn moustache trimmer. She was livid. No pleasing some people, not like she didn't need it. The best gift is obviously anal sex. Not for a Secret Santa thing, that's a fucking disaster. But no, it is. It's better to give than to receive, and anal sex is the gift that keeps on giving, unless it stops giving, in which case it tears. Oh, too much? The worst one I think a lot of people have bought, gift vouchers. Who here's bought gift vouchers? What were you thinking? You walked into a shop and went, excuse me, I wonder, could you help me? I've got some money here, this is accepted everywhere. Could you fix it for me so it just works in this one shop? For a limited time period, I should explain it's a gift and I'm a fucking idiot. It's a great feeling when you get a woman you've been chasing for miles. I've known thousands of women in the biblical sense, and by biblical sense I mean made-up women that don't really exist. A lot of people just drift into relationships without really thinking about it, and we call those people men. A lot of men say when they first get together with a woman, they can't initially tell if it's the real thing, but I can, because I've got a special little indicator that sticks up. Come on in, sit down. What's your name, madam? Alexa. Alexa. And what is it, some sort of cystitis? What's the matter? What do you do for a living, Alexa?
Lots of things.
You do lots of things. Yes, I think I've seen a card advertising your services. Are you new in town? Go on, sir. Don't let me guess.
So, I'm an aspiring presenter.
You're an aspiring presenter.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'll say to you what I say to all aspiring presenters that I meet. I'll have an Americano, please. Oh, I fucking love my job. Gentlemen, do you remember what you were doing the first time you told a woman that you loved her? I do, I was lying. Don't give me that look, it worked, I fucked her. We went out for a drink the other night, me and my girlfriend, and we were chatting about what people actually think about when they're having sex. Not a conversation I would recommend. She said to me, what kind of a man fantasizes about his partner's friends whilst he's actually having sex with his partner? And I said, promise you won't get mad. What do you think is the most important thing in a relationship? Give us a shout. Sex. How long have you been together with your woman? 4 years, and sex is still the most important thing. Well, you, sir, are a liar. Up to 2 years, I would give you. Up to 2 years is fine, but sex is the most important thing. You're ripping each other's clothes off. It's fantastic. After 2 years, what's that coming up on the inside? Coming up pretty fast. Sky Plus. Any other thoughts? Most important thing in a relationship? Trust. A lot of ladies saying trust. Any other? Cricket. Cooking. Cooking's the most important thing. Are you the guy from Quantum Leap? Have you just got here from 1970? Cooking's the most important thing in a relationship. Have you ever become engaged by awarding someone a bread maker by any chance? Not the weirdest answer. The weirdest answer I had recently. I said, what's the most important thing in a relationship? And a bloke went, consent.
But I'm what's referred to as a gay-friendly act, you know? I'm a gay-friendly act. I was asked last November to judge Mr. Gay UK. I said it would be my pleasure. He's against nature and against God, and he's going to hell. I think it's okay to tell that joke because it's almost impossible to offend a homosexual man. You know, because let's face it, if they're doing that for fun. If your idea of a good time is a cock in your ass, what do you care? We've all thought about gay sex, though, haven't we? You've thought about gay sex, haven't you, sir? No. You haven't thought about gay sex. You just leapt in there and fucked him. Well, I admire your honesty, sir, and your bravery. I've thought about gay sex. I thought, oh, my cock could get covered in poo. You're sniggering. What's your name, blonde lady? Move along? What are you saying, Vicky? Dance for me, monkey boy? Is he your fella? Well, what do you mean? He's either your fella or he isn't. Is he your fella? Yeah. Sorry, she's saying yes, and you're saying no, and you've gone really red and you look really embarrassed. They're fuck buddies. Oh! I see what, how very modern. How very 2005. So you're not going out with each other, but you are fuck buddies. That is fantastic. Can we just all take a moment to, congratulate that man there? A lot of work has gone into that. A lot of work has gone into that. He's had to buy a Cosmopolitan for a couple of years. Sorry?
My parents are going to watch this.
And they'll know that you're a dirty little hussy. The great thing about that is that he's convinced you that, yeah, we don't need a relationship. It's so old-fashioned. I should be able to sleep with whoever I want to sleep with. And so should you, as long as it's just me. When I say...
There must be something else going on.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of jokes. It's not every day I get to talk to a slag. Come on. Now... I don't know where the mark is until I overstep it. That's my... You just did. That is juvenile. Sorry, for those of you that didn't see that, it'll be on the DVD. Available at all good car boots. Vicky's response to that, yeah, she's been called a slag at a show. That's not good in anyone's book, and I apologise for that unreservedly. But did you really need to do that? God bless you. I was doing a gig a couple of weeks ago. I got talking to a girl down the front and asked her where she was from. She said, I'm from outside Birmingham. I said, really? So am I. What part of Birmingham aren't you from? Get well soon. Get well soon cards are difficult because it says it all on the front, doesn't it? Get well soon. That's all you want to say. So, what do you write inside? Here's what I'd suggest. Or your wife will start looking elsewhere. Motivation. What about when get well soon is not appropriate, yeah? I've got a friend, he's quite seriously ill. Getting well soon would be miraculous. Getting well at all, we're told, is a long shot. But there was nothing for me in the card shop. I had to make my own card in the end. I went with Die with Dignity. He's a funny guy. I think he'll see the funny side. And if he doesn't, it's not as if I have to avoid him for long. World's best dad. If you want to see your kids again, leave £10,000 in the bins round the back of Dixon's. Congratulations on your results. Negative, who'd have thought? Good luck in your exam. I'm sure it's benign. I know you think that's offensive, but it's not when you compare it to this. I know nothing's happened yet. It's a card. On the front there is a girl throwing her hair back, clearly having a brilliant time. She's 16. It just says, you're 16. And then inside I've written, but it's still our little secret, lots of love, Dad. Congratulations, you're 18. Stone, nearly at your target weight. I'm having to do a lot of baby cards recently because a lot of my friends are having babies, and you've got to do the card for when the baby arrives, but also the one when they find out they're pregnant. So, first one, you're having a baby. Thank fuck for that. I thought you'd been getting fat. You're having a baby. And that's final. Yours, the Catholic Church. Oh, they're sticklers for that kind of thing. It's a girl. Better luck next time. Lots of love, the Chinese. Is anyone celebrating anything this evening? Is anyone a birthday, anniversary, anything going on in your lives? Birthday! Are you sextuplets or something? What? Who's got a birthday up there? Hi. How old are you? 17? Great news, I'm not going to jail. So you're 17, what, today?
No, March.
March? No, sorry, you've misunderstood. You come and sit with her. We've all got birthdays at different times of the year. When someone says, "Do you have a birthday?" they tend to mean now. They don't just mean, were you born of woman? March, you can fuck off. What do you do?
I go to school.
No, I meant sexually. She's 17, that's fine. It's not fine, it's deeply creepy. By the way, that woman gave me a thumbs up, though. Thanks for that. Yeah, you pop up there and groom her. I'll be up in a minute, you bloody weirdo. Has anyone else got a birthday? More legitimate. You've got a birthday. How old are you?
26.
You're 26 tomorrow. Okay, well, that's a what's your name? Dave. Dave, all right, I'll write your card, David. What do you do? You're a doctor. Okay. Happy birthday, David. My wrist, what's happened? How annoyed are you at that? Everyone you've ever met. I've got a terrible rash on my cock. I'm joking, it's not terrible, you'll be fine. I'll wear a condom, there won't be a problem. I'm joking. I'm not going to wear a condom. So you're a doctor. What kind of doctor are you?
I like paediatrics.
Well, I can't say that I approve, but I admire your honesty. Happy birthday, David. I've written in big, don't touch them. Just a little reminder. There you go, there's a card. Happy birthday to David. Let's give him a round of applause. Happy birthday. I don't know if that's ever happened to any of you, if you've ever had kind of quite a good day at work, you've got everything done that you need to get done, it's all gone well, and then you've been kept behind at the end for some reason. Anyway, thanks very much. Right, the encore. I suppose I better do some more jokes. Really? How many do you want? 10. I could do 10. Should we count them down? Yeah, all right, why don't we count them down? Fuck it. I've got a friend, she's got a theory. She reckons the way to drive a man wild with desire to nibble on his earlobes for hours and hours. I think it's bollocks. One. Hang on, all together or not at all? 1. Oh, we've got to do this 10 times now. I've talked myself into a corner. Right. How annoyed would you be if you got home and your partner said to you, I've got HIV? I'd be fucking livid. It's H. I like to try and see the silver lining. I see the world through rose-tinted glasses. I think it's because of this job. Even something as awful as the AIDS epidemic, I like to think of AIDS, in my little head, as a massive game of gay it. Gotcha! Chase me. Sorry, I don't want to sound homophobic. All homosexuals are fucking arseholes. And why not? It's a bloody good laugh. A lot of Americans are still bizarrely touchy about the Twin Towers, but what you have to accept 7 years on is we needed a new Wembley. If you think that's offensive, wait for this. I've had an idea for a money-making scheme. Twin Tower Jenga. That's not even it. The hook is, when one of the towers collapses, you shout, Jihad! Osama bin Laden, say what you like about the man, he is world hide-and-seek champion. I was out in town earlier, I saw a disabled toilet, someone had written on it, out of order. I thought, I know what disabled means. When I was a kid, I was never scared of the Daleks. I used to be spooked out by the Daleks, but whenever they'd come on, I'd just go, well, if they ever came here, I'd just go upstairs. They can't get me if I go upstairs. But now when I watch Doctor Who, I'm petrified. Because of all the wheelchair access we put in everywhere. They can get anywhere they fucking like now. We're sitting ducks. It would be remiss of me, ladies and gentlemen, not to talk to you all about the environment, because that is the big issue, which has upset the homeless no end. A carbon footprint is a metaphor for the mark you leave on the earth as you walk through your lives. Of course, I don't have one, because I drive everywhere. And it is twice as bad if you're Christian, because you've got Jesus traipsing alongside you. I don't think they should have called it global warming. I think they should have called it Earth Toasty. Or Planet Snuggles. Just all sounds too nice, doesn't it? If we don't do something now, we could end up as snug as a bug in a rug. I'm trying to take global warming seriously, but, you know, what can you do? I'm driving everywhere at twice the speed, so I get there in half the time. And I've stopped eating Fox's Glacier mints. I tell you who I feel sorry for when there's flooding in the UK. I feel sorry for the fire brigade. Because they get 5,000 phone calls a day when there's flooding going, is that the fire brigade? My house is underwater. Yeah, we're not really trained for that. That's almost the opposite of what we do for a living. Do you want to give us a buzz back if it catches light? Okay, bye-bye. Tell you who annoys me when there's flooding. The guy in the high street in a canoe. Every bit of news footage, there's a guy in the high street in a canoe going, have you not got a canoe? Have you got a car? I've got a canoe. Who's that smug twat? And where the fuck is he going? I'm off to Boots. I've never been in a canoe. I should really write a joke about a gay dinosaur dancing. Women usually take care of contraception within a relationship, but some men do, and they're called dads. I'm not sure about abortions being available 3 months into pregnancy. I think they should be available right the way up to GCSEs. I like the phrase performed an abortion. Do you think anyone's ever gone, ta-da? A lot of people are worried that the artificial creation of sperm in laboratories means that men are essentially obsolete now. Women don't need men anymore because they can artificially create sperm in laboratories. What do you think about that, ladies? Yeah. Luckily, they keep the artificially created sperm in jam jars. So you still need us to... I'm not sure if that's exactly how artificial insemination works. But you get the gist. There's nothing rude about gist. You're making your own jokes now. My girlfriend said to me recently, we can't have sex, I've got a headache. I said I'm going to be right at the other end. Do you want to get back to me if you get a pain in your vajayjay? That's right, I said vajayjay. What of it? I've got an awkward question for you. It's awkward whether you're here on a first date or whether you're in a long-term relationship. It's awkward for everyone. Should you spit or swallow following oral sex?
Gargles.
Well, there's a fella there that loves the taste of spunk. Now, it's an awkward question. It's very much the cutting edge of sexual politics. I'm going to sort this out for you once and for all. You'll never have to think about it again, ladies and gentlemen. Should you spit or swallow following oral sex? It doesn't matter. Once I've ejaculated, I'm asleep. You can do what you fucking like. You can gargle the national anthem for all I care. As long as it doesn't wake me up or interfere with you calling your cab. And let them look at that, please. Sorry, that was misleading. She swallowed. That was a deaf girl I was fucking. If you've got deaf friends, you should never do the deaf voice. Just say things like that. That is pretty much kryptonite to the deaf. If you really want to fuck with deaf friends, say things like that. Because then they know you're saying something. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. How was the deaf girl in that joke using the phone? If you're deaf and you're offended by anything you've heard, I'm going to leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to leave you with a story about shouting out. I like it when people shout out, when they join in life, whether it's at a comedy show or just out in the world. I was at a tennis match 8 years ago, watching Tim Henman play. I'm a big fan of Tim Henman. Anytime he wins a point, he pretends to punch a midget. Are there any midgets in? I didn't see you, but then that is part of your charm. This guy behind me in the stalls shouts something brilliant now. He waits until Tim Henman's walking in to have his little drink of barley water. You know the way they do. They have about 10 games, they go, little drink of barley water. Lovely. So he's just walking in to have his little drink, and this guy shouts, Tim, there's a bit of shit at the end of your racket. And he looks. And the bloke goes, not that end. No, Jimmy Carr, thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks very much. Cheers. That's nice of you. Thank you. Thanks. Good. It's a brilliant job, this. It's lovely. You spend an hour and a half talking to people, telling them jokes, building up this reservoir of goodwill. But then you're expected just to fuck off. It's a bit weird. With your permission, I'd like to piss away some of that goodwill. Yeah! On an unpleasant joke. You know, sometimes I'll tell a joke that's a bit edgy, and I feel as an audience you go, oh, that's a little bit close to the... Go on then, you. What are you like? I'd like to tell one now that'll make you go... Oh... Would you like to hear it? Yes! Well, it's a joke about love. Can love conquer all? Or do the practicalities of life get in the way? Well, a great example of this is May to December relationships. Relationships where there's a bit of an age gap. Can love conquer that divide? Or does life get in the way, the practicalities? There's probably as many different opinions as there are people in this room. Here's my opinion, for what it's worth. I think you know a girl is too young for you if you're having to make the aeroplane noise to get your cock in her mouth. Here comes the train into the tunnel. There's three things I liked about that joke. Firstly, I like the fact it's a bit edgy. I like edgy jokes. It's about as edgy as I'd want to be. Second thing I like about it, next time you're being intimate with your partners. I know you're sat there thinking, I think he's a bit too mature for that. He's thinking, ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Third thing I like about that joke, probably later on tonight, maybe tomorrow or the next day, someone's going to say to you, oh, you're at a comedy show, tell us a joke. I guarantee you that is all you're going to be able to think of. And you'll fuck it up. I was fucking a child in the face. You were what, you fucking maniac? Have you ever looked at a bill in a restaurant where it says service not included and thought, no, it wasn't, was it? I was staying in a hotel last week. I came down for breakfast. I said, I'll have a continental breakfast, as is my wont. The waiter said to me, what room are you in? I said, it's the dining room. Sex is always better in hotels. Have you noticed that, ladies and gentlemen? Sex is always better in hotels. Why is that? Is it because it's with a hooker? Because you don't have to what, sorry? Because you don't have to clean the sheets. How are you fucking her that there's a whole...
Maybe later, Jimmy.
Maybe later. Oh, I see. A little bit of the bum sex going on. I always think you know you're doing something bad sexually. Bad in a good way. When you think we better put a towel down before that happens. You think you always know we're doing something a bit experimental. Yeah, we better just cover that first, because... I've never done this before. It could end badly. I don't even know if you're going to make it through, but good luck, love. Do you think strippers get home after a hard day undressing and think, oh, more work? Da, 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 da. I realise that's the worst mime of a stripper. I'd love to go to a strip club where they just went like that. That's my vagina. Have a butcher's. Show's over. I've discovered, incidentally, the worst thing you can say when a stripper is performing. I was at my friend Toby's stag do, and we booked a stripper, but she fell through on the day because she was unwell. So the agency sent us a replacement. Anyway, there's 20 of us in the basement of a restaurant in West London watching this girl do some fairly grisly things, which I will come to later. And Lee turned to Harvey, and he whispered, and I don't know where he learnt to whisper, I'm guessing in a fucking helicopter. Because we all heard. He went, yeah, I heard the fit one let us down. It echoed round the room. That's how big her vagina was. She was doing some fairly horrible things. She was doing a thing with a bottle. I was disgusted. Red wine with fish. I once went out with a girl who was so fat, it felt like I was two-timing her. I'm joking, I didn't go out with her. The big problem they talk about these days is childhood obesity. They talk about that all the time, childhood obesity. And they say these kids are greedy. They're not greedy. They've just got slow metabolisms and very fast, cheap-eating hands. There are 1 million obese children in Britain today. Do you realise if they all jumped up and down at the same time, they might lose a little bit of fucking weight? I worry that these obese children are sending a very mixed message to our paedophiles. Sure, they're easier to catch. But who wants to fiddle with a fatty? The sex offenders register. I'm not even sure they should be in school. Screaming in bed, ladies, that's all very well, screaming in bed. Fine, express yourself. But why does it always have to be the same thing? Ah, you're on my hair! Well, maybe if you got a Brazilian, this wouldn't happen. Fine. A very common male fantasy is to have 2 women at the same time. One to cook, one to clean. Easy there, I'm joking. They want to fuck them. I live quite near a special needs school. There's a sign outside. It says, slow children. I thought, well, that can't do much for their self-esteem. But look on the positive side, of course, they can't read it. Now, I'm afraid that's almost all I've got time for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's just one thing left that I'd like to do, which is go through some Jimmy Carr merchandise, if we could just lock the doors. I've gone for some comedy T-shirts, which I'd like to show you. They're just up here. You know, the comedy T-shirt, it's an underutilised medium, in my opinion. Hang on. What? It's a perfectly normal thing to do. Sell a bit away, you know, the Rolling Stones do it, why not me? This is the first one that I did. It's, I'm a stupid, what do you think? It says I'm a stupid, so you can wear it and the person next to you, you know, it's got jimmycarr.com on the sleeve, I'm a stupid. On the back it says, the National Association of Special Needs Carers. Who thought that was it? It says, my girlfriend went on a UN-sponsored trip to investigate child labour in the Far East. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt. See, there's a very serious issue there. Children as young as 10 are working, you know, 80 hours a week in sweatshops in the Far East, stitching trainers. I wouldn't mind, but it's the workmanship that suffers. This one's rather predictable, but it's kind of fun as well. It's the Christian Alliance Against Bad Language. Can fuck off. Got another religious one now, but for a reason. This is the best-selling T-shirt ever in the world. Jesus loves you. It's the most popular T-shirt ever. Jesus loves you. He's not in love with you. I was going to go for he's not fussy about looks. I thought no. Incidentally, if we're all God's children, what's so special about Jesus? This is love hurts. It's a nice sentiment, isn't it? Love hurts. Sort of shows a sensitive side. Love hurts. Try a lubricated finger. This takes a little bit of explaining. It's True Love Waits is the slogan. It's the slogan of the Promise Keepers. They're an organisation in America that believe in holding on to their virginity and chastity until marriage. Britney Spears was a member. I think there's some footage of her leaving on the internet. Anyway, their slogan's True Love Waits. I thought, True Love Waits is such a lovely slogan. It deserves a T-shirt. True Love Waits. Pulls out and comes on her tits. Well, I imagine you're getting the hang of this by now, so, you know, try and guess this one. It's see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. What do you think? No idea? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Rohypnol. Actually, there was a story in the paper earlier this year. There was a story about an Englishman arrested in Ayia Napa for taking advantage of 3 girls by putting Rohypnol in their drinks. What's the world coming to? In Ayia Napa. You're telling me Rohypnol is now cheaper than 3 Bacardi Breezes? Now this one, this is a picture that the man on my right, your left, is on fire. Can you all see that? He's on fire. Special Olympics torture arrives. I did briefly consider the phrase flame retarded. I thought, no. Let's not get out of hand. Well, what's the longest someone's been married?
2 days.
2 days? Who's been married for 2 days? You got married on?
Friday.
On Friday? Well, congratulations. Well done you. And can I ask, is she pregnant or is this a proper one? Sorry?
Done that already.
You already have a child, and now you got married? Get out. Get out of my house. Well, that's a lovely thing. Oh, well, congratulations. Thanks for coming. Wow. You know, you've married that guy. He looks like a great guy, looks amazing, and clearly he set the bar pretty low early on. Where are we going on our honeymoon? We're going to see Jimmy Carr live. Well done. You know, good luck with it, is all I'm saying. Good luck. Because we all know 1/3 of marriages end in divorce. I don't want to put a damper on things, but 1/3 of marriages end in divorce, and they're the lucky ones. The others are dying. I'd rather go to jail than get married. I have thought this through, by the way. I'd rather go to the jail than get married. But, you know, if you murder someone, that's the worst thing you could do. You murder someone, you get a life sentence. You're out in 12 years. Hey! Whereas this, life means life. And in your average marriage, as opposed to prison, there is significantly less anal sex. See if you think this is romantic. Really, I'm asking the ladies. Do you think this is romantic? I've got a friend, she's getting married at the end of the summer, and her fiancé has designed the wedding ring. He's quite a talented artist, Picked out the diamond when he was down in South Africa. Quite a talented artist, done sketches. Taken them to a jeweller in Hatton Garden who's putting the whole project together for him. That's romantic, isn't it, ladies? Yeah. I think it almost makes up for the fact that she's clearly marrying a homosexual. She's going to have an amazing ring, not much of a wedding night. I imagine it'll be something along the lines of, "Come to bed, darling. I'm just going to walk the dog in the park. We don't have a dog. I'll be in the park." While we're on the side, is anyone in favour of gay marriage? Who's in favour of gay marriage? Yeah. By Shanga, who's in favour of gay marriage? Yeah. I'll tell you why you're wrong. Gay marriage will inevitably lead to gay divorce, and that will be bitchy. I'll tell you what happened to me recently. I was having a meeting in Mayfair in London, walked out of the restaurant where we were having the meeting, and I bumped into a guy selling the Big Issue. About 22, 23 years of age, and I got talking to him. I bought the Big Issue off him. I buy it, I don't read it. I don't mind the Big Issue, but, you know, magazine for the homeless, there's not one advert for a flat. They're not trying, are they? Anyway, got talking to this guy, asked him what was going on in his life. He said, "I'm looking for somewhere to live." I said, "Right. We're in Mayfair. Did you not play Monopoly when you were a child? You want to get yourself down the Old Kent Road, mate? It's not just an expression. Beggars can't be choosers." I've got a cautionary tale for the men in the room. This concerns, you know, the kind of ability that men have got to say something immediately. They don't think about it, just walk straight out. Or didn't know I'd said it. They kind of think it and then talk at exactly the same time. This happened to two friends of mine, Dave and Susan. They've been going out for years and years and years, 10 years, since college. Susan went home for the weekend to see her parents. They had Sunday lunch together, they got a little bit tipsy over lunch. Nothing the matter with that, you would think. Lovely. All the way up to Hull to see them. Got drunk over Sunday lunch. Somehow the topic of wife swapping came up. And her parents, for a joke, said, "Oh, we were terrible for that back in the 70s. Oh, keys in a bowl at a party. Oh, terrible. Oh, always doing it. We don't know who your real dad is." They said that to their daughter. Now, she was fine at the time because she was drunk at a lunch. But then on the train ride home, she starts to feel a bit grimy and horrible and, oh. And eventually she works herself up into a real state. She thinks, well, maybe it was a joke on me. Maybe they were joking, but I was the butt of the joke. Maybe they did do that in the 70s. Maybe he's not my real dad. Oh, God. She got into Dave, and of course what Dave should have done is taken her in his strong, loving arms. "Hey, it's just a silly joke. I'll pop the kettle on. I'll make you a cup of tea. I'll run you a bath. Shh. That is what he should have done. But that's not what he did. That's not what he said. What he said, without skipping a beat, "I've killed an African child." But what he said, without skipping a beat, straight away, "Who got your mum?" Oh, bless her little heart. What are you making of the rest of the show? Or are you just enjoying the spangly things? I've always liked swearing. I'm a big fan of swearing, especially sort of middle-class, polite swearing, the sort of swearing parents do in front of the kids to pretend they don't swear. Terms like effing. We all know it means fucking, but it's a nicer way of saying it, isn't it? I've got a story about this. I was at a wedding with my friend Craig. He's Scottish. He swears a lot. Actually, I don't need to say both of those things. Anyway, we're all suited and booted at this very posh wedding on our very best behaviour. He leans across the table. He says, "Pardon my French." I thought we're in trouble here. I happen to know you don't speak French. You barely speak English. He says, "Pardon my French, but we all know Paul is an effing cunt." As if that's the bit of the sentence that needed cleaning up there. I tell you what I think we're shit at as a nation. I think we're terrible at languages. Would you agree with that? Yes. I think the British are terrible at languages, and I think that's why at one stage we had an empire. I think our arrogance got us an empire, because we got sailing ships and we went off around the world trying to buy stuff to bring back to show off. That's what you do on your holidays. We arrived on the shores of a foreign land. We got out the boat and we said, "I'd like to buy some spices, please." I'm getting nothing here, Jeremy. Say it a bit louder. Right you are. "I'd like to buy some spices, please." please. Still nothing. Well, I'll fetch the muskets, we'll build a railway, in 200 years they can have a call centre. Very much an abridged version of Empire, but that's what happened. I've got another story about how bad we are at languages. I was doing a bit of material last year about the rioting all over Paris. French people rioting, it's funny. Oh, quick, Pierre, they have a water cannon. If we're not careful, we'll be washed. And I wanted to check I hadn't offended anyone, so I said, are there any French people in? Someone shouted, si, senor. I thought that's a new kind of stupid. Because it's Spanish. My favourite story of the last year concerned an Oxford student. He was walking home late one night and he sexually harassed a police horse. Not like that. That'd be my favourite story ever. But he was walking home late one night and he called the police horse gay. That was his crime. Now, if ever there was a victimless crime, that's it, calling a police horse gay. For a start, there's nothing the matter with being gay. Secondly, it's a horse. It can't understand. Thirdly, even if by some miracle it could understand, I think the horse would be okay with being called gay because I think a horse would be fairly sexually self-confident. I mean, for a start, it's hung like itself. But the policeman didn't let it go. No, he got off the horse, he arrested the young man, took him to the cells overnight. In the end, he was fined £70 through the courts for calling a police horse gay. I wish I'd been his lawyer. I would have got him off. Because in his defence, the horse was standing naked on all fours in the middle of the street. With a uniform man on his back. That is quite gay. You're gay, right? Come on, you're so far in the closet, you're having adventures in Narnia. Don't get the wrong idea, I thoroughly approve. It's a lifestyle choice. The wrong choice. No, but if God didn't approve of homosexuality, you would have sent some sort of plague to wipe them out. Oh, easy. If anyone's offended, can I refer you to my earlier comments where I said I don't believe in God, and then respectfully request you fuck off. Yeah. Do you all like drinks and sweets, yes? Yeah. Everyone likes drinks and sweets. Do you sometimes get annoyed paying regular prices for sweets? Do you wish you could pay 2 or 3 times as much for exactly the same Maltesers? Because if you do, you are in luck. We're about to have an interval, and this venue is about to rape you. I'll meet you back here in 20 minutes for more jokes. See you then. Do you ever get that thing where you walk into a room and you totally forget why you've gone in there? You just kind of go, what am I meant to be? Do you ever get that? What? Are you cat people or dog people? What would you say, cat people or dog people? Because to me, it all tastes the fucking same. People of restricted height. Some of them don't mind being called midgets, but they hate being called dwarves. Some of them, fine with dwarf, hate being called a midget. So what are you going to do? What I do is I call them all Oompa Loompas. None of the little fuckers like that, do they? Are there any midgets in? I mean, I haven't seen any, but then that's part of their charm. They could be. I don't look down on dwarves. That's probably gone over their heads. How could I stoop so low? Life's too short. And just because you're a midget doesn't make you any less of a person. Truth be told, I fucking love dwarves. But I never tell them that I love them because I don't want them to get big-headed.
A lot of people say women get more attractive after a couple of drinks, but I think they lose a lot of their charm vomiting and pissing in the street. Welcome to Glasgow. They just put speed bumps outside my local school. Wow, I'm pretty sure it's a speed bump. I'm 90% sure it was a speed bump. With a satchel. I make my own vegetables. I've got a hammer. Is it wrong, Glasgow? You be the judge. Is it wrong to call the disabled seating area of a theatre the Cabbage Patch? Is that wrong? Double amputees, you got to hand it to them. But they will drop it. If I lost both my arms, I'd probably just shrug it off. I had a guy, I was doing a gig on this tour, I was telling that joke, and there was a guy sitting where you're sitting, right down the front there, missing both his arms. And he laughed at that joke, but then at the end I noticed he wasn't applauding. You know that moment when a girl locks eyes with you across a crowded room and says, "Yes, Your Honour, that's the one." I saw a headline in the paper, it said, "Rapist strikes." I thought, what does he want, better paying conditions? He's outdoors in the park, he's on flexi time. Talk about your job satisfaction. What have we got, unionised sex offenders now? What do we want? Get in the van. When do we want it? Get in the van. Women ask weird questions. Well, the women in my life have always asked weird questions. My girlfriend said to me recently, she said, "Which of my friends do you think is prettiest?" Well, that's what she said. What I heard was, "I fancy a fight." I don't know much about women, but I know there is no correct answer to the question, "Which of my friends do you think is prettiest?" There's nothing I can say that she'll go, "Oh, good." Yeah. And there's going to be trouble, so I thought, well, I might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. So when she asked, "Which of my friends do you think is prettiest?" I said, "Well, Karen is pretty, but Susan does that thing with her tongue." Talking during sex. Glasgow, where do you stand on talking during sex? I think there should be very strict rules on talking during sex. Rule number 1, don't. Rule number 2, shh. And those are the rules. My girlfriend talks during sex. I don't mean sexy, dirty, filthy talk. I'd love that. That'd be awesome. No. She says the most mundane shit you've heard in your life, mid-coitus. That means whilst fucking. The thing you do for chips. I'll give you an example, okay? So a couple of weeks ago, we were making love. I'd made her do it love. We were about halfway through. Well, we were nearly finished, truth be told, but she didn't know that. I was actually, and she said, "Where did I leave my keys?" I said, "Well, they're not in your vagina. I've had a good route round. I was sure I would have noticed something. I'll check your bum." She said, "You will not. No one's birthday." So I've come up with a way of dealing with this, okay? I could just say to her, "Could you not say mundane things during sex because it sort of kills the mood for me, sort of ruins it, you know, kills the moment." I could just say that, but that would be literally no fun at all. So what I'm doing is whatever she says to me, no matter how mundane, whatever she says to me during sex, I try and make it sexy. Set myself that challenge. It's a lot of fun. I'll give you an example. She said to me a couple of weeks ago, she said, "The recycling's coming tomorrow." Well, more accurately, she said, "The recycling's coming tomorrow." So I said, "The recycling's not the only thing coming tomorrow." "Yeah, I'm gonna separate your paper and plastic." Doesn't really mean anything. That's my sexy voice, by the way. I've kind of gone for a 1970s blaxploitation New York City voice, because then you can say things like, "I'm coming." If I just use my voice, I've just got to go, "I've arrived." Has anyone heard anything more mundane than that during sex? What's the most mundane thing? Hurry up. Hurry up. What was that? These chips are cold. Oh, bless. Any others? What? Sorry, what was that one there? Rather cold today. Cold today. Aye. That's like small talk at a bus station. I suppose we're in Glasgow. It could well have happened at a bus station. I got the little... Oh, yes.
Oh, marvellous. Imagine your family tree's a straight line, is it? It's just a piece of timber. Sorry. I may have misjudged this. It looks as if there's going to be a short fight after the gig, which I imagine I'll be losing. Is she? Do you think she got bladder problems? Maybe some sort of yeast infection, I'm not... We'll ask her when she comes back. I just hope she hasn't got any vaginal difficulties. It's a lovely word, though, isn't it, vaginal? Oh, clearly not. I've got a friend that picked up 2 girls last week. I said they're like buses. He said, yeah, you wait ages and then 2 come along at once. I said, no, they are like buses. Someone came up to me and complained about that joke a couple of weeks ago after a show. Quite a big-boned girl. She said to me, I think you're fattest. I said, no. I think you're fattest. Someone calls Admiral Insurance every 6 seconds for a quote. What a nutter. Environmentalists tell us that every day an area the size of Wales is destroyed. Why is it never Wales? So are there Welsh people in this evening? You're from Wales? Well, don't worry. Do you know what the most common crime is in Wales? No. Hang on, I've got to ask someone about her foo-foo. It's a long time for a pee, you all right? You're fine? You sure? Is that better? Bless you. Sorry, I was just talking to your friend about being from Wales. Do you know what the most common crime is in Wales? Have a guess. What guess? Sheep shagging? Well, that's rather insulting, isn't it? And to add insult to injury, you're wrong. It's not sheep shagging. It's actually ram raiding. The second most common crime is having sex with a minor. If anyone's offended, just look for the other meaning. You'll be fine. I bought my girlfriend a book called Cheap and Easy Vegetarian Cooking, which is ideal for her because not only is she a vegetarian, she's reading a book at the moment called Women That Love Too Much, which I think could have the title shortened to Sluts. The reason old men use Viagra is not because they're impotent. It's because old women are so very ugly. When it comes to the environment, it's not us, but our children and our children's children that will pay for our mistakes, which is a relief. No matter how much you give a homeless person for a cup of tea, you never get that tea. Throwing acid is wrong in some people's eyes. I went up to the airport information desk. I said, how many airports are there in the world? She said, I don't know. I went up to the check-in desk. The girl said to me, window, seat or aisle? I said, window, seat or you're what? Are you threatening me? She said, no, calm down. Window, seat or aisle? I said, I'll have a seat. I bought one of those round-the-world air tickets, £1,200, amazing value. 37 hours later, I arrived back at Heathrow. I was doing a gig a couple of weeks ago. I got talking to a girl in the front row. I asked her her name. She said, it's Pataka. I said, that's an unusual name. You don't hear that every day. To which she replied, actually, I do. I don't know, does anyone in here use Vodafone products by any chance? Anyone? Mainly people over there. I imagine that's where the reception is best, is it? I don't use Vodafone products, not because they're not good products. I'm sure they're reasonably priced. I'm sure they work reasonably well. But I don't use them because I don't like their advertising slogan. It's join the world's largest mobile community. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the gypsies. No offence to you. If you want to dress in that manner and live in a lay-by, it's very much up to you. Can't believe you went like that. Well done. Good. What's your name? Scott. Well, don't feel bad about everyone laughing at you, Scott. It's fine. You and I both know they all need clothes pegs. Oh, yeah, there'll always be work for people like Scott to avoid. My father used to say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Till the accident. Feminists say, and you may agree with this, you may not, feminists say, a woman's work is never done. Maybe they got themselves organised a little bit better. It's a bit of an icy stare you give me there, madam. What you've got to understand is that's postmodern misogyny. That joke is in fact steeped in irony. So don't you worry your pretty little head about it, love. I had one of those serious relationship conversations the other week with my girlfriend where she sat me down and talked at me for about 6 hours. I hadn't realised until then that when a man says he is spoken for, that is quite literally what he means. She said to me, Jimmy, we're at a crossroads in our relationship. Down one road is hard work and commitment, but ultimately, happiness. And down the other road, well, the other road is a dead end. And I said, that's not a crossroads, that's a T-junction. Are you all right in the back? Excellent. It's nice to hear that, because often when I go to comedy shows, and I go to them all the time, I love coming out to see live comedy. The thing is, though, if I'm sat right at the back, I'm a little bit disappointed. I always get my ticket and go, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm fucking miles away. But there are, of course, advantages to being right at the back. You get more of a sense of theatre, of people coming together and sharing a sense of humour. What a wonderful thing that is, the great British music hall spirit. And also, if you're right, you look like some kind of surfer dude. What's your name?
John.
John? Where are you from, John?
United States.
Well done. John, do you know the difference between a British soldier and an Iraqi soldier? Know the difference? And what do you do, John? What are you doing over here? I don't need to check your papers. I'm just checking, just asking.
I'm a college professor on vacation.
You're a college professor on vacation. Okay, sounds like a setup for a movie. With hilarious consequences. And then he asked me for a fag. Oh. Fanny? I thought he meant bum. Oh. Yes. So what do you teach?
I teach philosophy and religious studies.
Philosophy and religious studies. Well done. So, do you teach philosophy to the brighter kids, and then if they don't get the hang of it, you go, oh, just believe in God, don't matter. Well, I'll tell you why I've asked you all to come this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to talk to you about men that like obese women. I'm not talking about men that like women with a fuller figure. That seems entirely normal, natural and right. More cushion for the pushing, as I believe people say. I think that's the expression. No, I'm talking about men that like women who can't leave the house fat. So, I'm not talking about anyone in here this evening. Unless, in order to get out, someone had to cut the side of the house off. And there was some sort of winch involved. I'm not talking about people with water retention. I'm talking about people with cake retention. People that tell you they've got a thyroid problem. You say, oh, really, a thyroid problem? What are you taking for that? Pies? You know, the kind of girl that looks as if she makes a cracking breakfast, but wouldn't want to share it with you. I saw a thing on TV the other day, actually. It was on one of these kind of makeover shows that were on during the day. They did a makeover on a girl. She was 34 stone. It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. I say a makeover, they gave her a fringe. Is that really going to turn the corner for a girl like that? That's what I'm asking. I don't think it will. I can't imagine a scenario where a guy, he's drinking in a bar, he looks across, he sees a girl, she's 34 stone. Be tough to miss her, let's face it. He thinks to himself, she's a little bit big for me. Goes back to his drink. Meanwhile, the makeover team are in. Snip, snip, snip. He looks back, he thinks, actually, I would. It's the excuses that get me. The excuses are amazing. The camera adds £10. Stop eating fucking cameras. Have you ever done this? Have you ever been driving along and you've hit a rabbit? The worst thing is the noise. That horrible, familiar sound of a hammer hitting a rabbit. 97% of all dangerous driving offences are committed by men. You know what that means? It means 3% are committed by bloody women drivers. You know who you are, you're a fucking menace. I don't think speed cameras are fair. Who's with me? Yeah. I can't see how they're fair. If I'm driving home from this gig at 12 midnight, yeah, and there's kids playing in the street, they've got bigger problems than me. Well, not anymore, they haven't, but let's say I'm driving home from this gig, 12 midnight, let's say I'm doing 40 in a 30 zone, I get flashed by one of those cameras. How is it fair that my girlfriend gets 3 points on her licence? That doesn't seem fair to me. She's already got 12 points. She's going to have to go to jail. Have you all seen that incredibly powerful commercial on television where the child morphs back to life, having been run over? Incidentally, that's why you're not allowed to leave the scene of an accident. You missed the best bit. That advert clearly states if you're doing 40 miles an hour and you hit a child, there's an 80% chance that child will die. If you're doing 30 miles an hour, there's an 80% chance that child will live. Here's my question. Where's the ad for swerving? That advert's basically the government going, hey, watch out, there's a kid in the road. Slow down, take the edge off. But it must learn its lesson. How old did you say you were, sir?
14.
You're 14 years old. Right, and what's your name?
Sam.
Sam, right. Let's say I'm driving to you, Sam. At, I don't know, 40 miles an hour. And you run away at 10 miles an hour. It's an aggregate of 30, isn't it? Not only have you given yourself a chance of survival, you've also learnt a little something about maths. It's a win-win. You all right? Do you like girls yet? You probably don't even know you're gay. Do you know you're gay? You do, you're fully aware. Okay, well, yeah, not. Definitely not. Kids, we haven't got a camera pointing at you or anything. That'll be fine. Enjoy school. My girlfriend talks during sex. I don't mean sexy, dirty, filthy talk. I'd love that. That'd be awesome. No. She says the most mundane shit you've heard in your life mid-coitus. That means whilst fucking. The thing you do for chips. I'll give you an example, okay? So a couple of weeks ago, we were making love. I'd made her do it love. We were about halfway through. Well, we were nearly finished, truth be told, but she didn't know that. I was actually... And she said, where'd I leave my keys? I said, well, they're not in your vagina. I've had a good route round. I was sure I would have noticed something. I'll check your bum. She said, you will not. It's no one's birthday. So I've come up with a way of dealing with this, okay? I could just say to her, could you not say mundane things during sex because it sort of kills the mood for me, sort of ruins it, you know, kills the moment. I could just say that, but that would be literally no fun at all. So what I'm doing is whatever she says to me, no matter how mundane, whatever she says to me during sex, I try and make it sexy. Set myself that challenge. It's a lot of fun. I'll give you an example. She said to me a couple of weeks ago, she said, the recycling's coming tomorrow. Well, more accurately, she said, the recycling's coming tomorrow. So I said, the recycling's not the only thing coming tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna separate your paper and plastic. Doesn't really mean anything. That's my sexy voice, by the way. I've kind of gone for a 1970s blaxploitation New York City voice. Because then you can say things like, I'm coming. If I just use my voice, I've just got to go, I've arrived. Has anyone heard anything more mundane than that during sex? What's the most mundane thing?
Hurry up. Hurry up. What was that? These chips are cold. Oh, bless. Any others? What, sorry, what was that one there? Rather cold today. Cool today. Aye. That's like small talk at a bus station. I suppose we're in Glasgow. It could well have happened at a bus station. I got the little... Oh, yes. Any others? Is it in yet? So have you said to this boy here, there's a man covering his eyes now with a... Oh, God, she hasn't. That's not your boyfriend. I'm sure you don't limit yourself to one. But you've said to a man, is it in yet? But you've said that to him, you've looked a man in the eyes and gone, is it in yet? Well, you don't want to look down and check and you've got no feeling in your vagina whatsoever. So hang on, just make eye contact with me. Without looking down, can you tell if there's a cock in you now? What was your one? My gran's in hospital. You were fucking someone and they said to you, my gran's in hospital. Oh yeah, baby, tell it like it is. Yeah, I'm gonna break your hips. Any other mundane things during sex?
There's the ice cream van.
There's the ice cream van. Did you start going out with him when you were quite a lot younger? Oh, there's the ice cream van. Shh, 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 shh. Most natural thing in the world. I had one the other week. A guy came in with his wife. They'd been married like 30 years. And she had said to him, and she'd said it, okay? She said to him, during sex, she said, now I've got your full attention, let's talk about those curtains. I wish I'd been him, I would have gone, curtains look fine. Another one that comes up a lot, you're boring me. Which my response would be, yes, I am.
What I'd like to do is start a Jimmy Carr Foundation. Yeah? It's a good idea, isn't it? I'm only I'm a D-list celebrity, but, I could build and grow. I've got a couple of ideas for charities. I'd like to workshop them this evening. Good. I'm glad you're so keen on the idea. The first one, well, there's a terrible problem, a global problem, with amputeeism in sub-Saharan Africa because of all the landmines. Now, there's a lot of charities dealing with the landmine problem, picking up the pieces there. It's a bad choice of words, I know, but there's a lot of charities dealing with the landmines and clearing the landmines, but very few dealing with the residual problem of a lot of people with only one leg because the other one's been blown off. Yeah? That's a serious global problem. That almost looks too big to tackle, yeah? But we in the West, we've got our problems too. Who here in this room can tell me they don't have a problem with odd socks? What I'm saying is you take those two problems, you put them together, what have you got? You've got a solution. Odd socks for Africa, who's with me? If there's one thing worse than having your leg blown off, it's the remaining foot being cold. The next idea I've had for a charity is not quite as PC as all that. Domestic violence. There's a topic for you. It happens, people don't like talking about it, but it happens in all our communities, yeah? Something needs to be done. There's a lot of charities dealing with the aftermath. Very few doing anything preventative. I'd like to start a Jimmy Carr halfway house. A place where women can go and be safe and secure. And be re-educated about cooking and cleaning and putting out... Doesn't need to happen. There's nothing sad in the seeing a woman with two black eyes. She's been told twice, she just doesn't understand. You're looking slightly disapproving there, madam. You all right? I like the fact that you two look incredibly rock and roll in a sea of middle class. What a wonderful thing. What do you do? Are you in a band or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I work in a shop called Cyber.
Called Cyber what?
Cyber Dog.
Cyberdog? Where do you think I got this? Hey? It's rubber on the inside. I might have a funky underpinning. I don't know what a funky underpinning is. That's how unfunky I am. Were you expecting more thrash metal at this gig? Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint. And your partner there, so you've got a similar look about you. What do you do, sir?
I manage a fetish clothing shop.
You manage a fetish clothing shop. Whereabouts? Covent Garden. It's a great spot for it. What's the weirdest request you've ever had in the store?
Someone wanted a douchebag fitted to a catsuit.
Someone wanted a douchebag fitted to a catsuit. They're all words I vaguely understand, and yet when you say them, what? Hang on, what's a douchebag?
It's a special facility that goes back to the catsuit so that you can defecate into them at will.
Oh, a douchebag! Oh, I thought you said something else. Oh, all right. The device I have on my catsuit so I can defecate at will. Surely if you've got a catsuit on, you should really be going in the sandpit. Are you off to buy a... Did we just say defecate at will and you were off? Have you been hypnotised at some point? Should say it's lovely to see so many ladies out this evening, especially a show starting at 7 o'clock. The tea won't make itself. You're just staring, quietly judging. Yes, quite right. No. You look quite annoyed.
I get it from him all the time.
You get it from him all the time, do you? You lucky girl. I bet you love it. Sorry, it's in 1975. What do you do?
I'm working in a bookshop.
You work in a bookshop? Is it an adult bookshop?
In the children's section.
In the children's section of an adult bookshop. That is bad. Did you know women reach their sexual peak after 35 years? Men reach theirs after about 4 minutes. Which is why we get more done. My girlfriend said to me, "Have you been having sex behind my back?" I said, "Who the fucking hell do you think it was?" And another thing, it wouldn't kill you to turn around once in a while, check how I'm doing. Are you all drinking this evening, ladies and gentlemen? You drinking? Yeah, quite a few of you. I like drinking. I prefer being drunk than getting drunk. I'm not very keen on beer and wine, but I like the interesting things you order when you're drunk. The drinks that no one ever orders sober. Aftershock is a prime example. You know that weird pink fluid? No one's ever ordered that. So the designated driver has never walked into a bar and thought, well, I can have one drink, can't I? They've got beer, they've got wine, they've got spirits. No. I'll have a pipette of Aftershock, please. It's the same with the Flaming Zambuca. No one's ever ordered one of those sober. You have? You've ordered a Flaming Zambuca sober? It's your drink. You order Flaming Zambucas. The clue as to why you shouldn't order one, madam, is the fact it's on fire. It's the equivalent of walking into a kitchen going, I'm a bit thirsty. There's a glass and a tap, and then spotting out the corner of your eye, a gas hob.
I saw a thing on the news, it said that bad drivers are going to get on the spot £100 fines. I thought, it's a bit sexist. Do you understand that? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm not being sexist. How could it be? Some of my best friends are slags. Is this sexist? You could be the judge on this. Sorry for being rude, but do you think chat-up lines are sexist? No, they're not. They're fun, right? I know they're cheesy, but they're meant to be cheesy. That is their charm. What's that one? I like that one. Get your coat. It's cold in the boot of my car. I don't know if this ever happened to any of you. I was checking into a hotel recently. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning after a gig up in Manchester. Walked into the reception area, and the guy recognised me and went, "Oh, Mr. Carr, we put you in a disabled room." I said, "Right, what's the difference between a normal room and a disabled room?" And he said, "The disabled room's got a walk-in shower." It's taking the fucking piss, isn't it?
Now, for better for worse, this is the question I use to judge an audience, to judge individuals. If you could all answer, that would be great. Would you fuck your dad to save your mum? I don't know why you're looking so upset. It's easier for girls.
He's ugly!
He's ugly. Imagine that being a factor. Imagine thinking, yeah, I would fuck my dad, but he's not a looker. He's let himself go, maybe 5 years ago. Would you, sir? He's there? Oh, hi. So, do you mind me asking, is your mum here as well? Oh, brilliant. Well, we can actually do a proper test. Now, I've got snipers all the way around this building. And they're pointing a gun at your mother, yeah? We're going to kill her. Your mum's been taken hostage. She's going to be killed. We would like you to bum your dad.
Well...
It's difficult. Yeah, of course it's difficult. I'm not saying you wouldn't be thumbing in a softie. That's fine.
I say let her die.
You say let her die. Sorry, hang on, we're not in Norfolk. What are you booing? You're booing a man saying, "I wouldn't bum my dad." Just take a moment to think about that. All right, so you've made your decision.
Don't listen to Jimmy.
It's all right, Mum. It's all right, Mum. Is that your daughter there?
Yeah.
Same question to you. Oh, I love my job. At what point did you think as a family this would be a good show to go and see? Never mind that Lion King bullshit. Let's bring the kids out to see a proper show where we openly discuss incest. The best response I've had to that, someone went, "Not again." 80% of personal ads say good sense of humour required. And the reason 80% of personal ads say good sense of humour required is because everything else in the personal ad is a lie. You turn up on the blind date, she says, "I know I said I was petite and pretty, but you've got to laugh." You think, yeah, I notice it also says you enjoy long walks, which is handy because you can fuck right off. There's quite a lot of couples in. I can see lots of couples around the place. Have you all had the sexual history conversation? Not all of you, clearly. The sexual history conversation happens about 3, 4, 5 months into a relationship, and the woman says to the man, "I'd like to know about your sexual history." And the man thinks, "Oh, no, you fucking wouldn't." But the woman doesn't just ask once. She keeps on asking until she gets a result. Yeah? I had this recently. I was cornered. Had to have the sexual history conversation. I had to list every woman I'd ever been with, from the girl I lost my virginity to, right the way up to her. And that is where I should have stopped. Are you all familiar with the Spider-Man, yes? The sexual practice. Don't panic, I'll explain. The Spider-Man is a sexual practice whereby you're making love to a woman from behind. That's key to this operation. You're just about to arrive. You've got your happy face on. You look like a turtle shitting. You pull out, catch, Spider-Man! The only reason I could possibly think of to order a flaming Zambuca when sober is if you meet a girl and she's something just a little bit special. Yeah? Maybe you've been out on 2 or 3 dates, you've established she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's funny. You think you might be in love with her, you think she might be the one, but she's got a bit of a problem with facial hair on the top lip. That can be an awkward thing to bring up. Much better, I think, take her out for a drink. 2 flaming Zambucas, please. No, they're both for you. You know, and you drink flaming Zambucas as well? Whereabouts are you from?
Newcastle.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I was asking kind of a London audience, do you drink flaming Zambucas when sober? If I thought there were people in from Newcastle, I would have said, what do you like to drink to get you in the mood for a fight? So what, you down here on the Rob, or what are you up to?
So we sent you an email saying if you wanted to go out for drinks in Newcastle, we'd show you the better sites.
The best sites in Newcastle? I imagine the one where you go... "Oh." The best. I know this isn't particularly PC, but I still can't forgive the Germans for the way they treated my granddad during the war. Passed over for promotion time and time again. On Remembrance Sunday, do spare a thought for the German ex-servicemen. At least our old soldiers are remembering winning. Now shit's their day out. I was in Germany recently doing a comedy gig. I was flown out there to do one of these corporate gigs. I thought, comedy, Germany, it's missionary work. Went out there, did a comedy gig. The gig went fine, but on the way back, there was about a 3-hour delay at the airport. Now, I thought, that's not a problem, I've got an iPod and a computer. I was quite, busying myself. I was quite happy. The guy I was travelling with, the guy that organised the corporate gig, was livid with this 3-hour delay. And he said, with no hint of irony, he said, yeah, say what you want about Hitler. At least when he was around, the trains ran on time. I thought, yeah, but think about where they were going. Fucking mental. I should, I suppose, point out at this early stage in the show that despite my dress and general demeanour, I'm not gay. Unless you're from Newcastle. And by gay, you mean owns a coat. You're looking a bit disappointed there. Sorry, it's just homosexuality isn't my thing. No hard feelings. Sorry, I don't want to spoil the mood. I'm not, I'm not homophobic. I'm not scared of you. It's fine, obviously some people are straight, some people are gay. That is fine. I'm what you might call a stray. I'm straight, but I'm socially gay. It means I'll notice when a female friend changes her hair or buys new shoes, but I won't accept your cock in my arse. It's less of a joke, it's just something I wanted to make absolutely clear. I get the feeling from that look on your face that I may have misjudged this situation. You either look hard or gay. Hopefully not both. You look as if you want to take me outside. I'm not entirely sure why. Suppose either way I'm buggered. As I'm sure you all will have ascertained, I'm quite middle class, and I'm from the home counties. So I don't have an accent. This is just how things sound when they're pronounced properly. Not that there's anything wrong with being working class these days. Being working class is very much like masturbation. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Of course, it's nothing to be proud of either. And both give you calluses on your hands. Sting, the popular singer, Sting's often bragging about his 8-hour-a-night sex sessions with his wife, Trudy. Imagine how long he'd be able to keep it up if she was a looker. In Japan, they believe that tiger penis improves fertility. But I think, if you really want to get pregnant, you're best off using a man's cock. My best mate's girlfriend is 6 months pregnant. They said, "Do you want to feel the baby?" On reflection, I think they meant on the outside. They say travel broadens the mind, except with Americans, which tends to widen the arse. A lot of people quote the fact that only 10% of Americans have passports. The thing is, they say it like it's a bad thing. Don't get the wrong idea, I've got nothing against Americans. Just one came up to me after a show a couple of weeks ago and said he thought I was patronising. I said, well, I think you'll find that's pronounced patronising. It means when you talk down to someone. Don't worry, I'm not being condescending. I'm far too busy thinking about important things you wouldn't understand. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Did you know you're 10 times more likely to get mugged in London than you are in New York City? It's because you don't live in New York City. Sex education is extremely important. Telling young kids about the birds and the bees, absolutely key. 3 quick things to remember. Firstly, you should know the children you tell. Secondly, there is a level of detail that is considered too graphic. 12-year-olds don't need to know about women and such. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, you should only ever tell them. I've got a friend that told me her new boyfriend looked like one of the Proclaimers. I said, well, he can't. He either looks like both of them or neither of them. I like it when identical twins stand face to face, because when identical twins stand face to face, just for a moment you think, ooh, a vase. I've got a friend that told me she was scared of dwarves. I said, you're scared of dwarves? Are you also scared of normal-sized people when they're far away? If you're a dwarf and you're offended by that, grow up. I saw a documentary recently on Channel 4. It was all about faith. And in it, someone went, well, of course, Scientology is a made-up religion. I thought, as opposed to... It's one of my favourite things is to get Christians talking about Scientology. Because the Christian will go, Scientologists, they're nutters, they believe in aliens. And then you can say to the Christian, what do you believe in again? It's a benevolent zombie that's coming back to save you, isn't it? Good luck with that, that will probably happen. Has anyone been to Belfast? Yeah. Belfast, an amazing town, very friendly place. The amazing thing about Belfast, they can tell what religion you are just from your name. I went there with my friend, Rabbi Lionel. They just knew. You ever done this? Have you ever had an argument with someone that you really care about something you couldn't give a fuck about? I had an argument with a friend of mine that I've known for 15 years about whether tomatoes are a fruit or a vegetable. Who cares? Also, it got me thinking, can't something be both a fruit and a vegetable? I mean, what if Graham Norton had a serious accident? That's me being cynical, but that's this job. Being a stand-up comedian, I think, makes you a bit of a cynic. Has anyone in here actually seen a ghost? Well, go on, what did you see, madam? Tell us the story. And there was no one there. Go on, what did you see? I'm not... I make you nervous. You've seen the undead. And I make you nervous. Doesn't really show me in a good light, does it? Go on. Where were you when you saw the apparition? You were in a friend's house. Right. Her stepfather was what, sorry? I think I may have cracked this case already. There's a stepfather involved. Was there ectoplasm? Go on, what happened? Were you upstairs? Were you... You were in his son's bedroom? Of course you were, love. Go on. He had died. You should have mentioned that sooner. And then you started seeing weird shit. I'm loving this. There's a special name for people that have seen ghosts. Schizophrenic. All the best with your future. Quite an in-depth story. I'll leave it at that. Stepfather did something terrible. And you've recoded that memory. Of course, not all fat people are jolly. Some of them are women.
shouldn't be mean. Fat girls have got feelings. Mainly they're hungry. It's only a joke, isn't it? It's only a bit of fun. I told it the other night and a girl got up and walked out. Well, waddled out. I presume offended, possibly just peckish.